On the Rocks with Mallie Fox strongly discourages drinking and driving. Please do not operate any vehicle while impaired. Please give your keys to someone responsible or hire the services of someone who can get you safely to where you need to go. So please don't drink and drive. But drinking and baking is totally acceptable, and your girlfriends will totally appreciate a batch of fresh cookies the next day at brunch.
It's been a hard day. Time to kick back, relax, and prepare a cocktail. Preferably one that is on the rocks with Mallie Fox.
Hi, everybody. I'm not Mallie Fox, but this is On the Rocks with Mallie Fox. I'm Tim Dennis. I'm Mallie's producer, and this is one of the only times you'll hear me do the intro for the show.
Yes.
I'm just kind of doing it just to kind of get us into the program. But Mallie, hi.
Hello.
We're back in a way. This is not the old show.
No.
By any means.
No.
This is kind of a fun new little project.
Yes.
Yeah, just
I'm
kind
very
of
excited.
A new little thing that you came up with that is kind of introducing a different side of Mallie Fox. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I hope people are ready.
That's right. We're gonna do some fun stuff on the show.
Yes.
We got some fun little segments we're gonna do. We will tie a little bit of the paranormal into it.
Yes, we have to. I mean, that's a part of life, right?
Yeah, and it's a part of both our lives.
Yes.
So we'll tie some of that into this whole deal. But we've got some interesting other things that we're going to do. And one of those interesting things, Mallie, that we do, we enjoy a cocktail or two.
Shot.
Exactly. And if you don't know Lil Jon, you probably shouldn't be listening to this show. And we enjoy, especially when we're out and about, we enjoy a cocktail or two.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, if you can't hear this, there's a little
Ding, 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 ding.
I don't have
There's your
nails.
sound effect.
Yeah.
Here,
ding,
I'll do
ding.
it. I've got some nails. Hold on.
Do you? Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's see if it works.
Okay.
Well, that's not like dinging very well.
No.
Is this real crystal?
These are cheap. No, these are cheap glasses.
There we go. Can you hear that?
Yeah. There it
Okay.
is. Yeah. We have cocktails in front of us now.
Yes.
One of the things we will always do on this show is we will have cocktails in front of us. Mm-hmm. In fact, I actually have something else in front of me, too, that I'll be imbibing on while we're doing this show. I go a little extra mile on this deal. But and it's medical and it's legal here in Minnesota, Mallie.
Yeah, I know.
So we will always enjoy a cocktail or two while we're doing the show. And Mallie, tell us what we're enjoying. You mix up everything.
I didn't I?
You are our mixologist for the show.
I know, and it tastes like Christmas in this glass, doesn't it? I think it does.
Wonderful. Let me tell you something, folks. If I can I'm going to interrupt one more time here. Mallie is a dangerous mixologist. She should have a PhD in mixology. You're our doctor of mixology.
Ooh,
it's
I like
official.
that.
Yeah, Mallie Fox is the doctor of mixology on the show.
There's a lot of love in that glass.
Oh, my goodness. Is it ever? It is amazing. What are we drinking today?
Okay, so we've decided that from now on, or at least for a few shows, I got this book called The Mixology of Astrology, right? And since we're in July, it's the Cancer sign.
We're not drinking cancer.
No, we're not drinking cancer.
Oh, thank God.
No, that's usually my energy drink. My rock star. Oops, I probably shouldn't even say the name.
No, well, you can say it. I mean,
Anyway.
they're not paying us. But,
right, that's true. Yeah. But, I have my energy drinks, which probably aren't good for me, but I'll be well preserved.
There you go, yep.
When they dig up my body 100 years from now. So, okay. So there are like 10 recipes for each sign. And I thought to start off for our first show, it should be something simple, something easy. However, this is too easy, so it might be a little bit dangerous.
Oh, I like that.
Love danger, don't you?
Yeah, I do. That's why I've only got 1.5 legs.
So this is actually called the Durley.
See?
You can tell we already started drinking.
You've already been drinking.
I know.
So have I, though.
Okay, I know. Well, we had a taste test first, right?
Well, you got to try the product before you. It's like a major league cocaine drug deal on TV. You got to try the product before you buy it.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, I don't know why they put it to their lips, because you could potentially just fall over and go numb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know really from experience, but
I don't either. I mean, I just hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
I talk to a lot of cops.
Oh, that's true.
what they
You
say.
do.
Yeah.
They do listen to the show, don't they?
When they're arresting me.
Yeah.
I mean, when they're listening to the show, right? That's what they
So this little cocktail number that I did, it's called the Dirty Shirley.
The Dirty Shirley.
Dirty Shirley. So it says the Dirty Shirley is the perfect cocktail for cancers, capturing both the nice and naughty sides of these celestial crabs. Well, I hope that's the only time you get crabs. These clever concoctions spice up your favorite childhood mocktail, the Shirley Temple, by adding a healthy dose of cherry vodka to the already tasty beverage. Though the original non-alcoholic variation was designed to serve children dining with their families, it was simply too delicious not to spike. Nostalgic cancers will love sipping the sweet libation that will be sure to inspire a stroll down memory lane. Yes. So I'll let everybody know like what the ingredients are, and then I'll also post it on paranormalgirl.com. So you can go back there if you're having a cocktail party, just hanging out on, having a barbecue or whatever. I'll post the recipe up on my website, and then you can make it from there. But it is darn tasty, isn't it?
Boy, is it ever. Wow. I like it. And okay, one of the things that you taught me, and yes, I still am somewhat teachable at my old age, is that, and I didn't know this. I totally didn't know this, and I'll admit this. I did not know that grenadine was not cherry.
Yes. Well, I didn't know it until I was looking for it, and I asked the guy at the store, I'm like, where's the grenadine? And I said, this says pomegranate.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Grenadine is not cherry.
Yeah. Because I'm usually a vodka cranberry kind of girl, so I don't need grenadine.
Right. Well, all my life, okay, I've been getting cherry Cokes.
Yeah.
And they say, well, is grenadine okay? Well, of course it is. Isn't grenadine cherry? That's what I'm thinking in my head.
Right.
Isn't grenadine cherry?
Yeah. It makes it pink, and they add a cherry to the, to
so
the drinks
you
you're
assume everything's copacetic. You're good, right? Evidently not. I've been drinking a pomegranate Coke.
You've been pretty fancy.
Wow. I was cool before, and healthy, evidently, before. Actually, it's not healthy, is it?
It kind of is. Well, okay. So let's go over ingredients because we're going to show it's healthy, okay?
Okay.
So for one serving, it's 2 ounces of cherry vodka.
Ooh. Okay.
It's got cherry. That's fruit, correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm getting my fruit in. Yeah.
Yep. Then it's 4 ounces of ginger ale. It's good for your stomach. When you got a little tummy ache, you drink ginger ale.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
It has 1 teaspoon of grenadine. There you go, another fruit.
Yep.
And then you have garnishes. You got your lime.
Yep.
Lime wedge.
Yep.
And your cherry.
Fruit salad.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Right there in a glass. Liquid fruit salad.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All you need to do is add some kale or some salad, and by God, you got a full day's requirement right there.
Exactly. Who needs vitamins?
That's what you call a vegetarian diet.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm good.
Yay.
Yeah. It's this is so good. I'm about halfway through right now.
Good thing we brought a thermos down.
We did.
To fill up when we're running low.
We're so classy. We brought a thermos down to the studio with us. That's how classy we are in this joint. But yeah, it's the Dirty Shirley.
Dirty Shirley,
which I think they drank on Three's Company on. It's already hitting me on what's that show? What's Happening?
Oh,
which is nothing like Three's Company.
Not at all.
No, it was nothing. You can't even compare the two. By God, but yeah, Dirty Shirley, that is
Dirty
something
Shirley.
else. That is really good. You got to try this out, folks. So go to paranormalgirl.com, check out the recipe, and by gosh, mix up a few of these. Even though they do taste kind of Christmassy, they're good. They're even good in the summertime.
Yeah, I agree.
That is something else. Oh my. That's good stuff. That is good stuff indeed. I could just sit here and talk about this drink all day, but we probably shouldn't do that all day long. Although On the Rocks with Mallie Fox does have quite a bit of an alcohol theme to the show, and you'll find that runs all through the show. We have other things that go with this show as well. You've gotten the recipe of the day. And but let's do a little catching up before we move on to other segments, because we got some other surprises in today's show as well. Now, obviously, people kind of know what's been going on with me, and that's not a heck of a lot. But let's catch up with you first, Mallie. What's been going on with you?
Now you put me on the spot. I'm like,
Well, it is your show. People want to know what's going on with you.
I know it's my show.
Yeah.
Well, I live in Michigan, right outside of Detroit. So I can see Canada from my front porch.
Now, this could be a problem. Let's catch up from the Darkness Radio days. Before, we had a small issue with the country of Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was one specific person that was associated with the country of Canada.
It kind of blew up into the entire... It wasn't just one province. It wasn't just one city.
That's true. I kind of lumped it as it's just Canada.
Right. And then...
even though we have lots of friends in Canada.
We do. And it became there was a little bit of a détente. There was a little bit of a good feeling going on with Canada. And then somehow it turned itself into a joke about the Texas-Canadian border, and then there were some people who didn't understand that was a joke, and now there's a lot of people who think that we don't know our geology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another joke, folks. We know that there's a difference between geography and geology. So now people think that we just don't know our geography.
That we're not very smart.
Yeah. But now people think that genuinely you had a thing against Canada, which is true.
Right.
Now you set yourself
which
up.
Which is true.
Yeah. Now you've set yourself up with a shotgun on your front porch looking across at Canada all day long.
Yep.
Rocking back and forth in one of those Cracker Barrel chairs. And you're sitting there thinking, if one of them, they're ham-eating, maple syrup sniffing Canucks makes a wrong move, I'm going to shoot them. Right? Am I wrong there? Is that the wrong way to go about it?
No, I just think it's funny because after all those years, like 7 years of, kind of the running joke, even though I love many of my friends and people from Canada, it was just one specific one that really, anyway. It's funny though, because now I moved to right outside Detroit.
Okay.
And I'm I'm a couple blocks from the Detroit River. So when I go on my front porch, I see the river and I see Canada because that's the lowest point of Canada. So you can always say, I'm looking down on Canada.
There's a low point in Canada. You said it,
There's a low
Mallie.
point in Canada.
You said
right.
it.
Well, it's the truth. So anyway, so it's just kind of funny that now every time I leave my house, I can see Canada. So, yeah.
Yeah. Do you do the whole 8 Mile thing? Do you go out in a sweatshirt and in a ball cap? Just kind of keep the ball cap real low and look at Canada. Just kind of mean mug on your front porch. Just let them know.
I mean, to be honest, I actually have a nice view of Canada.
Really?
So yeah, but my phone, I always have issues though with my phone because it wants to switch to international.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so they want to charge me money.
Oh.
Yeah,
right.
because it wants to switch.
Yeah.
Because of right where I'm at.
Huh. Well, the Canadians are trying to pay for, health care.
Yeah.
So they're and this isn't a political stance at all. They really are trying to pay for the health care, and now they're trying, they have weed for everyone. God love them. They've got weed for everybody, and that's paying for health care somewhat, but they've got all kinds of things to pay for, so they need your money.
Right. But they gave me Tim Hortons, so thank you.
Timmy Hortons.
Yep.
Yeah, can we take a minute to talk about Timmy Hortons?
Timmy Ho.
I don't think that's how they refer to it in Canada.
Yeah, maybe not Canada, but in Michigan we kind of say Timmy Ho's.
You say Timmy Ho's?
Yeah.
You kind of denigrate the name of Tim Hortons everywhere? Go yelling Timmy Ho. Tim balls are a big thing.
Tim Bits.
I like to call them Tim balls.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think.
No, I know they're
like,
Tim Bits.
Tim Bits.
But Tim Bits denigrates and desecrates how big and luscious and round the Tim balls really are.
How luscious are those balls?
Oh, they're luscious. And may I mention they're smooth? They're glazed.
Yeah, and they're just the right size to pop in your mouth.
Oh, you said it. I didn't. And they're such big balls. Big balls.
How many balls can you put in your mouth?
I don't put them in my mouth. They're Tim balls. I own them once I purchased them from Timmy Hortons. And here's the thing that really tweaked my, not my balls, but they tweaked me in general. I do weekends every other weekend up in St. Cloud at KNSI. And I love KNSI. I have a great time up at KNSI. And after I'm done, sometimes I like to go over to Timmy Hortons. What used to be Timmy Hortons over in St. Cloud. Unfortunately, they shut the darn place down. You want to know why?
Why?
Because the good old people up there in St. Cloud, Mallie Fox, they don't like Timmy Hortons. They don't like the coffee. They don't like the fresh Tim balls. They prefer
What do they like?
They prefer to go to Cub or Coburn's because they're just as good as Tim Hortons, and they don't have to pay as much.
But with Tim Hortons, though, some of their proceeds goes towards hockey. Hello, hockey camps
right?
and stuff.
I know.
What kind of state are we if we don't support our hockey?
We are the state of hockey.
I know.
Unless you go to Canada.
Yeah. Or Michigan. We're pretty big hockey fans.
Well, yeah, but you're state of hockey. I mean, state of hockey, Mallie. Although you have won a lot more Stanley Cups lately than we have. I'm just saying, state of hockey. We can sit and claim it all day long. Who's going to challenge us over here? Nobody wants to enter our state because it's always 28 below in the wintertime.
But what I do love, though, is that we usually get your weather about a day or two later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it's like I'll call up mom and dad and I'll be like, hey, what's the weather like? Oh, it's snowing. So I know in about a day or two I'm going to get slammed with snow. It always happens.
Yes, you are.
You guys are like my little weather fortune tellers.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for that. I really am. I'm sorry that's happened to you. No, I'm not really. But here's I don't mean to seem crass about that. So, unfortunately, Tim Hortons has left St. Cloud. It's gone. It's gone.
Come to Michigan. We got plenty of them.
It's a long drive, Mallie.
We even have Nutella donuts. I know. Get out, right?
What?
What? They knew I was coming.
They
knew I was coming.
Knew you were there. They knew you were there, and they prepared well. Unfortunately, everything that's ever good, holy, and plentiful, Mallie, leaves the state of Minnesota. Oh. We had Krispy Kremes.
Oh, we've got I can't even say it. Krispy Kreme.
God damn it. You have Krispy Kremes as well.
Yep.
Gone. Why? Because people love the Cub and the Coburns, So they'd rather go there.
Right.
People here have no taste buds, I'm concerned. You know why? It's the damn lutefisk. When they eat that, it burns out your taste. Yeah, it burns out your taste buds, and there you go. You can't eat good donuts.
Right.
So Krispy Kreme's left the state. We just got Dunkin' Donuts. I'm convinced they'll be...
we've got Dunkin' Donuts.
I suppose you have a lot of them.
Yeah, we have quite a few.
You got to drive 25 miles to find a Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, I remember when we used to travel, you would pick up a box of donuts at the airport.
I would.
Yes.
Yep. Because
I remember that.
We just got Dunkin' Donuts like 3 years ago.
And then remember Dave would try and eat one of your donuts and you're like, excuse me?
They had to last forever.
I know.
What I would do is I would go out and I would buy MSG in huge bags. And I would throw like a pound of MSG on these donuts so they would last like 5-10 weeks because we didn't have Dunkin' Donuts here. Unfortunately, I think I did something evil to my body by doing that. But it's a joke, Mallie. You can't buy MSG in giant bags.
Well, I know that,
Yeah,
but I was
I
trying to think what evilness did you do to your body?
I probably am well preserved, just like you are. Probably when I die, they don't have to throw formaldehyde in my body. So people who are allergic to MSG are really going to hate that joke. So here I am. I'd take and I'd buy a box of donuts in the airport. I'd bring it home and then I'd have to eat it real fast in 3 days.
Yeah, because they get stale after a while.
They get stale after a day. Yeah, Dunkin' does not.
Good.
Yeah, they don't hold up very well. So there you go. That was my life.
I will make you feel better though.
What's that?
We do not have a Chick-fil-A within driving distance. Well, I mean, yeah, it's within driving distance, but like I would have to drive super far. So we drive when we're craving Chick-fil-A. We drive down to Toledo, Ohio. We have to cross the state lines. Now, granted, Toledo is only like a half hour for me because I'm right by the border.
Wow.
But so when I'm craving that chicken, that delicious chicken,
oh, it's so good.
it is so good. And those waffle fries,
Oh,
so tasty. Anyway, I have to drive to a different state. I mean, we've got some like in Ann Arbor and stuff like that, but that's farther. It's just easier to go down to Ohio.
my God. Yeah, it's a trade-off, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are getting some better stuff up here, but we have a lot of tight in the pants codgers here in Minnesota who don't like good food. And I want people to feel for me for that. Because I'm a fat bastard that likes good food. I'm gonna have to change that eventually. That's coming though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change my ways.
You're gonna stop being a fat bastard?
Yeah, I got to stop being a fat bastard that likes good fast food. I think that's the alcohol talking, but yeah, I'm going to have to change it real soon. Yeah, I actually thought about more than thought about it. I've looked into the gastric sleeve. So
It'll be good for you. It
Oh,
helps with your diabetes. It helps with a whole bunch of stuff, darling.
yeah, I know, but I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, but think about it now, though. The procedures are so much, I don't know, nicer on your body than they were however many years ago.
True, even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as evasive, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not as hard on the body and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's but still
I know,
there's,
it's still surgery.
there's lots of food you can't eat.
Well, it's a whole way of living. You're changing everything, like your mentality towards food, just everything.
Plus, if I could be kind of rude for a second.
Sure.
It screws up the plumbing, if you know what I mean. And not the front plumbing. I'm talking
Right.
about the back
Right.
plumbing. I'm talking about what
You need
goes
to have
in.
a lot of, what is it, Metamucil?
You don't. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it does the opposite.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. What goes in quickly comes out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, it's a way of life, though.
Having to run to El Baño
Yeah.
all the time.
No.
Like staying close to bathrooms,
Mm-hmm.
looking to make sure that the facility, because public facilities are not a good thing.
Well, just don't eat anything when you're out and about.
Oh, it's such a hard life.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I think Elton John
gotta trade.
said it was a
you have to have trade-offs.
circle of life, I think is what he said. Yeah.
Circle.
It's just hard. No wonder he retired from touring.
Excuse me while I sip my drink.
Yeah, go ahead now. That's I think there's keywords like Pee-wee's Playhouse. Circle of life evidently was one of them today. So you've moved to Michigan.
Yes, I've moved to Michigan.
Yep.
And I decided I kind of backed away from Paranormal Girl. Mm-hmm. I was trying to figure out what to do.
Well, we're not anymore.
No, we're not. Cheers to that.
Yep.
I was just trying to find myself.
You're in Michigan, Mallie.
I'm right here. I'm doing the hand, the mitten.
Yeah.
This is where I live, right here.
Oh, okay. So if you hold up, if you're listening
Palm
to
of
this
your hand.
podcast right now, hold your hand up to yourself.
Right.
And
then I'm like right down here.
but it's got to be your right hand.
Yeah. Because the state,
You
I
had
had
to look for a
to
minute.
turn it to face me. Yeah, because the state looks like a mitten, and then you got the UP over here, so it's like that.
You got the UP over which side?
It's above and over.
Above and over?
Yeah, because it looks like it should be part of Wisconsin.
Oh, let's not mention Wisconsin. Oh my God, I have nightmares about that state.
So anyway,
I
so
love
I
some of
learned
the
that.
people
That's
that-
one of the that's one of the first things you learn
Okay.
when you move to Michigan.
Okay.
Is you point on your palm where you live, so people know.
Okay.
And then also, what was the other thing that I'm trying to blank?
Okay. So then you move you look at your palm, you point it where you live, and then you do the John Cena thing. You can't see me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, all right. Awesome. Mm-hmm. So that's how that works. And then, so you found out where you lived after you moved to Michigan.
Yes.
Then what's
As everyone points out. So anyway, so I was trying to figure out what to do. Mm-hmm. And then I decided, what the heck? This is what I love to do. Mm-hmm. Love the paranormal.
Yep.
So I just wanted to try and create some type of like lifestyle, because I think that with the paranormal, sometimes it gets too serious.
Yeah.
It gets too dark.
Right.
And why can't I love bubbles and sparkly things and bright colors and drinking and having
Why not?
fun
Yeah.
and still love the paranormal?
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, let's get back in the saddle again.
There's too many people in black T-shirts.
I know, right?
Yeah. That's why I wore a Twins hoodie.
Yeah.
Why we're
You're
doing
in navy blue. Navy blue is a good color. I can't talk.
I am
Navy boo.
navy
Navy
blue.
blue is a good color.
Navy blue sounds like some sort of weird sailor romance on the one of those channels on cable.
One of those channels.
Mm-hmm. I can't talk anymore
I know.
either.
But anyway, so that's what I decided to do. I thought it would be a lot of fun to, come back. And you were so kind, because I was like, Timmy, I have no clue what I'm doing.
I don't either.
I need help. I
yeah.
need guidance. And I would love for us to team up.
Right
So-
on.
And you were very sweet.
Like
You
the
said
Wonder
yes.
Twins.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got, we're doing On the Rocks with Mallie Fox here.
You got it.
So that's where we're at here. You already know what I'm doing. I'm doing Beyond the Darkness, and I want to clear something up for people. There's been a relaunch of Extreme Pro Wrestling Radio.
Uh-huh.
I'm not on that.
Oh.
No. But it's okay.
Sorry. I know, but you like wrestling.
I do like wrestling, and maybe someday soon there'll be a wrestling show in my future, but not now.
Okay.
But not now. So, but I do, we're still involved with Chris Jericho and the Jericho Network, and the cruise is coming up in January.
That'll be fun for you.
Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager, which is, at the time that we're doing this, is 92% sold out.
Wow.
Going to the Bahamas. All the things sold out last year. It'll sell out this year, too. So go to ChrisJerichoCruise.com. Speaking of drinking, Mallie, you want to talk about a cruise where you drink. Holy shnikes.
Uh-huh.
So last year,
yes,
our friend Dave, who doesn't drink,
right,
doesn't normally like wrestling, doesn't like, any of that stuff.
Yes.
We go on the cruise, has the time of his life.
See?
Didn't think there'd be anybody there that even knew who we were.
Uh-huh.
Lots of people knew who we were.
Right.
Right? He had a wonderful time. And I told him, see?
Yeah.
You're going to love it.
He should trust you.
I know. We had a blast. We were watching grown men rolling around and actually the way they did it is they put the wrestling ring. They put these water bags under the ring. It was really intriguing. Even if you hate wrestling, if you're like, I don't want to watch grown men play fight in the middle of a ring in the middle of a cruise ship, they had rock and roll bands, and they had amazing rock and roll bands on this ship. So you could drink, you could watch rock and roll bands, and then of course you can get off in the Bahamas. Not like get off in the Bahamas, but get off in the Bahamas.
You clarified.
Yes, thank you. I'll clarify here. But you get a day off in the Bahamas, and we went and played with dolphins. So it was kind of cool too. I mean,
Did you cry?
Like play with dolphins, but did I cry? No, I had a good time. A dolphin kissed me on the cheek.
Oh, see, I think I would have been so overwhelmed with just the thought of I'm actually swimming with dolphins. I might have gotten a little teary-eyed.
Little emotional?
Yeah, I think so.
I had such an awesome 5 days that I just thought it was the best vacation I'd ever taken. It was really amazing. And it wasn't just because I'm like this ultimate wrestling fan or wrestling mark or anything like that. It was just there was one activity after another, and us as the paranormal experts, which I laugh at, on the ship, we did a UFO intention experiment.
Okay.
Where we summoned UFOs while we were over the Bermuda Triangle, and we saw stuff.
Ooh.
We saw like 3 different lights come up out of the ocean and zigzag and interact with us, which was amazing. And then we did which I'm sure, and this is how it relates to this conversation here.
Okay.
We did this pub crawl.
Okay.
On the ship. We went from ship bar to ship bar to ship bar, and they had all these different drinks that were named after Chris Jericho and his different finishing moves and stuff like that. And we're talking...
That's actually quite clever.
It was, wasn't it? And 10 different drinks in 2 hours.
Oh.
And we were wasted. And we had probably... I think we took about 70 to 75 people with us from bar to bar to bar to bar. And this is while Chris and Fozzie are playing.
Right.
So there's probably 2,000 people who were watching Fozzie, but we still had 75 people with us while we were going from bar to bar to bar to bar. Plus we had LAX. They were, up until 2 nights ago, they were the Impact Tag Team Champions. And we had Beer City Bruiser from ROH with us. And we were at each stop, we were telling ghost stories at the same time that we were having a drink. So not only were we telling ghost stories, we were having drinks. And it was pretty funny to try and see Dave tell a ghost story by the time we got to the last stop, because we had all pretty much had our drinks as well. But it was a good time. It was not just a good time. Like I said, it was the best vacation we'd ever had. So it was, so that's kind of catching up with what I'd been doing. So we're headed back in January.
Ooh, fun.
So yeah, if you want to join us, ChrisJerichoCruise.com. After Mallie, after the three of us all go to Michigan Paracon in August.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to it. It is the 10th anniversary. So it is like no holds bar.
Yep.
It's going to be fabulous.
Yep.
I'm so excited.
Yep.
So excited. Can't wait because it's like a reunion. You know, there's not a lot of events out there anymore that I feel like passionate about, that I feel like it's a, you know, like summer camp where you're going back to see your old friends you haven't seen for a long time. And it's just so much fun. And the guys that run it, the Upers, they're awesome. It's gorgeous up there in the UP.
Yeah.
In Sault Ste. Marie. So I am looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yay. Get our drinks on. I was going to tell you super quick, though, because you were talking about pub crawl.
Sure.
So the last time I went on a pub crawl, it was kind of like a haunted ghost tour where you hit all the bars. It was down in New Orleans.
Yep.
I was so lit by the end of the night because I'm actually a lightweight that I woke up the next day and I had "Hello, my name is" stickers all over my ass. I don't remember how they got there. I blanked out probably halfway through because I remember the last thing I tried was absinthe.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Fluorescent green.
Magic elixir.
Oh, goodness gracious. So, yeah, the next day I woke up and I was like, what the hell is this? And I had all these little my name, and it's different names. Stickers all over my butt. So that is New Orleans.
That is New Orleans in a nutshell. Yeah, I remember, I think the last time I was down in New Orleans, I was hanging with a bunch of different people, but I remember Katrina Weidman was there, Chad Kalick was there. I love her. Yeah, and the group from Paranormal State was there.
Okay. Oh, so that was a
long time ago. That was like 2008. Yeah, and there were a bunch of us that were very, very lit. And, and Ryan Buell was there too. We took Ryan Buell to the Hustler Strip Club.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That was a wrong place to take him.
Yeah, we took him there and we put lots of dollar bills in front of him. And yeah, it was a good time.
Oh.
It was a good time, yeah. Yeah. Good time had by all.
I'm feeling nostalgic with just the way things used to be.
The way things
Should I break into like Barbara Streisand?
Oh, yeah, the way we were.
Yeah, the way we were.
Scattered pictures.
Oh my God, they're gonna be like, Mel, you can't drink anymore.
You're cut off. No more Daddy Shirley's for you.
Never. Yeah, Dirty Shirley.
No more Daddy Shirley's for you. No.
But that was another reason why we wanted to have some cocktails, because we want people to feel like they're sitting here with us.
That's right.
Having fun, having some laughs.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. So mix yourself up a dirly. As you can see, my glass is empty.
Yes, it is. Do you want the cooler? Or
yeah,
the
if I
thermos?
could, the thermos. Yeah, the classy thermos. That
the igloo?
The igloo camp thermos.
Okay, you're going to make me get up. Hold on a second.
You're gonna get up while we're doing this?
Yep.
So yeah.
Here, you can pour it.
Oh, okay. I'll pour my own here.
Yeah. That way if you spill, I don't feel bad.
If I spill on the board. That's an Eric Burden tune, isn't it? Spill the wine. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, look at the spigot.
Uh-huh.
That's what she said. Look at the spigot.
It's a small one.
Hey! That's a small one. Why I'm not going to do anything. Oh, look at how nice it is when it comes out. That's what she said. Look at that.
And this is what I like, too. Doing a podcast, I mean, kind of before on the show, I had to watch what I said, even though it's still spurted out. It's... Are you okay?
Holy shit, yeah, I just got it everywhere.
Anyway, I totally had to be careful what I said, right? Kind of.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I like this, though, because I can be a little bit more relaxed. Because I remember I would say things. You just spewed all over. I had to watch what I say, because sometimes things would come out of my mouth, and they'd be like, oh, that's not going to be good. I may get a talking to for this one. So I like this. I don't have to worry as much.
So much for our format. All right.
Oh, you've got it memorized, right?
Sure, yeah. I
We just kind of winged it together.
just kind of winged it.
Winged it.
And the drinks are red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Just spurted it out, huh?
Mm-hmm. Spurted it.
I'll have to...
It's all sticky over there now, isn't it?
A little bit. A little bit. Not the first time. Yeah. So yeah, it's a brand new day, kids.
Yep.
That's a brand new day. So here's the deal. We have different segments, like we said we have for you here on the show, and we're going to try different segments out. And here's the beautiful thing. You can tell us what segments you like, what segments you don't like, and also there's going to be different ways you can participate in the show.
Yes.
That's right. So tell them how they can participate in the show, Mallie.
Put me on the spot. Thanks.
I got to clean off my monitor.
Oh,
here.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. So if you have anything, like any questions you want to ask us, or if you have any comments you'd like to share, whether they be positive or negative, you can definitely email us at, I just drew a blank, on the rocks radio
at
gmail.com.
Yep.
And that's rocks, ROX. Get it? Rocks, Fox. So it's on the rocks radio at gmail.com. And we'd be more than happy to answer on air. But yeah, we just want to hear from you. And just be part of our little gig.
Also, we're going to do a segment where you can tell us your drunken experiences.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are always good.
Yep. So we want to hear from you on either your drunken paranormal experiences.
Because we got to keep it a little paranormal.
Or we'd also like to hear about your drunken embarrassing experiences if you'd like to.
That would be fun as well.
If you'd like to, or...
Because we will read it on air.
Right.
So just a heads up, if you tell us something, I am Sharon. Just like those dick pics. You keep sending me. I'm just telling you, I'm being honest. If you send them, they will be shared.
I've never seen them.
Oh, well, I've shared them before.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, with my girlfriends.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
You've never shared mine, have you? I mean, you've kept those between you and I, right? I mean, those you've never.
Well, you do have that restraining order.
You've never showed Derek, have you? I mean, just kept that between you and me, right? I mean, sorry, Derek. And then the other thing.
Yes, drunk stories. Woo-hoo.
Drunk stories, yes. So drunk stories, either
paranormal,
drunk paranormal,
yes.
Drunk embarrassing, or we would even take a drunken crime story.
Oh, yeah.
If you have maybe even a drunken embarrassing crime story, have you ever been caught?
Triple threat.
I know, triple threat. So have you ever been caught doing something illegal while drunk? We'd like to hear about it. Just email us at ontherrocksradio@gmail.com. We want to hear about it.
Yes.
And we will read it.
And rocks is ROX.
ROX.
Yes.
On the rocks, ROX radio@gmail.com.
Yes.
With that being said, Mallie.
I should have probably tested out their email address, huh? To make sure it works.
That would probably be a good thing.
Yeah.
It'd probably be a good thing.
Yeah.
We should probably do that.
Yeah.
With that being said, now, in the old days of Darkness Radio,
yep,
there were a few people who, let's just say they weren't very nice.
No, they weren't. Shame on them.
Shame on them. They weren't the nicest people.
No.
Keep cleaning dirty Shirley off my monitor. I know that doesn't sound right either. Cleaning dirty Shirley off my monitor. I do that 3 times a week. There were some people that weren't so nice, Mallie. They weren't.
Correct.
Yeah, they would write into Darkness Radio and they'd say to us, "That Mallie Fox, I can't stand her giggle. That Mallie Fox, I just can't stand her voice. That Mallie Fox, blah 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 blah."
It's
blah,
all
blah,
an
blah, blah.
act. It's
It's
she's
all an
fake.
act.
Blah blah blah.
Right.
This is hard to fake. I'm just telling you.
The one that really got me is she slept her way up to the top because.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, folks, I was never the recipient of that deal.
I never slept my way to the top.
Nope.
And I don't know why people would think that.
I don't know. But, nope, Mallie's a good girl.
My parents would be proud for most of the time.
for most of the time.
There are my moments. Mm-hmm. I remember, like, there would be times that we would be doing a show, and all of a sudden I get a text. It's my mom. Mallie, I can't believe you said that. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, uh-oh. I'm in my 40s, and I'm getting lectured by my mom. And I'm like, what are you doing up? Both my parents would listen to the show as they're, like, laying in bed about to go to sleep.
Didn't you find that kind of awkward, though?
Well, I'm not thinking that way.
Oh.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. Nothing.
Gross.
I mean, how do you think you got here?
Well, yeah, but that was only one time.
You have brothers and sisters, don't you?
I have 3 brothers. Okay, so it's 4 times.
See?
That is it.
I think the Foxes are a little, active, if you know what I mean. Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Fox.
Yeah, let's not scar me. I don't want to think about it.
Just saying, it seems like things are going on in the Fox household.
All right.
Anyways, so, yeah, I mean, but anyway, so, in the one that really got me was, the whole, Mallie's doing things that Mallie's not doing thing. Because it was disparaging on your character.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of bothered me a little bit. Mm-hmm. So my thing is Mallie, back when I was doing the Nick Coleman morning show over at AM 950, Nick had a similar situation where he said, "You know what, Tim, I'm a fine, upstanding old guy." He was not a young man at the time. Mm-hmm. And he said, "I have a reputation to uphold. I can't come out swinging at these guys. Mm-hmm. I can't let them have it with both barrels." And I said, "Well, Nick, I can, because I don't give a shit."
Right.
And I'm drunk, because I was drunk back then too.
Yeah.
So I did a thing called Wingnut Theater, which back then, you have you play the dozens sometimes. Have you ever played the dozens?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Your mom is so fat that when she wears an X jacket, helicopters land on her?
Oh, my goodness. No, I've never done that.
No?
No, I'm not that quick.
No?
Yeah, I can't come up with that stuff fast.
All right. Well, we used to play the dozens and stuff like that, when we were kids on the playground, stuff like that, So I said, "Nick, let me at him. Give me some of these mean emails."
Yes.
And I'm going to turn it into a segment on your morning show. Mm-hmm. Right? So I said, "Mallie, give me some of these mean emails." Because I'm going to turn it into a segment here on the Rocks with Mallie Fox.
I like it.
All right. Except for we have another name for this segment. Yes.
I love this name.
This segment is called Hold My Drink.
Hold my drink.
That's right.
Just like with girls, we're like, hold my purse because I'm going at them.
That's right. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Hold My Drink. Welcome to the inaugural edition of Hold My Drink, a segment where we answer Mallie Fox's emails, texts, and correspondence, so that she doesn't have to deal with you, the great unwashed masses. I am your host, Alistair Linkletter. Let us deal with this week's correspondence, which reads, "So, Mallie, you have a new podcast. You actually think you have enough talent, or brains for that matter, to host your own podcast? First, stop laughing. You sound like a braying ass getting f***ed by a Sasquatch. You look like one too. You're too fat for podcasting. Do us all a favor and just go away. Nothing relevant will ever come out of that bleach blonde head of yours. Apparently the carpet doesn't match the curtains. Signed, High Upon My Throne." Well, high upon a throne is certainly summing it up quite well, isn't it? The last time I saw someone that high, it was a crackhead trying to sell a TV back to a hotel that he had just stolen that TV from. And you had to have written this email from your throne, I take it. You must sit on that toilet 24/7 because you're so full of shit that if you dare move off of your throne, you'd leak right down your leg, stain your shorts, and fill your boots. Now, to address your email. Mallie has more talent than what you left in your throne this morning. And Mallie has plenty of brains, whereas you seem to have that shit for brains that you left in that little throne this morning, now don't you? Now, you would happen to know a lot about women laughing, wouldn't you there, Pee-wee? As a matter of fact, they happen to laugh quite a bit, don't they, when you drop your pants in front of them? You happen to know the sound of laughter quite well. And how would you know about getting fucked by a Sasquatch? It sounds like you might make yourself available on warm summer nights while prowling the woods in a ghillie suit. It sounds like you might have had a rendezvous or two, sir. And you should be careful about those weight jokes. If you can't see your junk to grab it, you shouldn't shame others about their weight, you know. And let's face it, you'd never get close enough to Miss Fox to even have the privilege to see if her carpet matched the curtains, if you know what I mean. And you never will. So let's settle down there a little bit, Mr. Shitty Sasquatch Shorts. And that does it for our segment today, Hold My Drink. If you'd like to try and slander or libel Ms. Fox, you may do so by emailing us. And you can do so by writing us at On The Rocks Radio. That's On The Rocks, ROX Radio, at gmail.com. This has been Hold My Drink. I'm your host, Alistair Linklater. So that's a little taste, folks, of how we do Hold My Drink. Mm-hmm. Basically, if you're going to come strong at Mallie Fox, I'm going to come back at you.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
But we do welcome it, though.
That's right. We do welcome it. So, hey, you want to, it's like a rap battle.
Yes.
You want to show up? You want to do what you got to do? I'm going to do what I got to do.
Come prepared.
That's right. Come prepared. Come stronger, don't come at all.
Yep.
That's
Gloves are off.
That's right. That's how we do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's time now for us to segue into another little segment that we do here on the show. You know, Mallie, it's unfortunate because sometimes people who are a little inebriated want to have a little fun.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with it. They're misunderstood. And sometimes those people make headlines. Mm-hmm. So this is not, and you know, some people would call this drunk news. Yeah. We're not going to call this drunk news. Nope. This is a segment that we call, Oh My God, Are You Okay?
Exactly.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh my goodness!
Oh my God!
Oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fucking meditating.
So welcome into Oh My God, Are You Okay? Mm-hmm. Or it's otherwise known as Oh My God, Are you okay? Okay, so this is this is how this goes. This is our first story. Burglars accidentally steal 22 bottles of fake liquor from a bartending school, Mallie. This takes place in Vancouver.
Okay.
In Vancouver. Thieves who broke into Vancouver's fine art bartending school made off with a laptop and iPad, plus something they probably didn't expect, 22 liquor bottles filled with colored water. Yeah. The bottles, made to approximate Jack Daniels, or approximate... Wait, I need another drink for that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Definitely not colored water. That'd be my dirty Shirley. To approximate Jack Daniels, Scotch, and other spirits are used for training purposes at the school, which opened on West Pender Street in 2008. By the end of class, the students know how to make 100 different cocktails, owner-manager Chris Stoner.
He's in the wrong field.
That's right. But he's got the perfect name for being at the training school. Told Newsweek, rather than pour 100 drinks down the drain, we use the colored water. That doesn't taste very good.
I should have, though, thought about that, or I wish I would have known about colored water back in the day in high school when you used to like sneak some from the liquor cabinet.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. That would have been perfect. Although, do you think when Mr. and Mrs. Fox went to live it up on a Friday night, you know, when they were making the other brothers and sisters?
Oh, God, you had to go there?
I'm sorry, yeah. Do you think they would have had known that was colored water and not, you know, the old JD in the cabinet?
You know.
By the way, what does Mr. Fox enjoy for a highball?
He, I know he likes his bourbons and his scotches. Like, he specifically went over to Scotland to kind of check out the distilleries out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Bring anything back?
He did. I just don't know. I don't remember what it was. But yeah.
You drank it all, didn't you?
I don't really like... like I said, I'm a fruity girl. So,
Aw.
yeah. My frozen margaritas.
I am too. I'm a fruity girl as well.
You're a fruity girl. My vodka cranberries, things like that. You know, I've tried, I keep trying to do bourbon and I get flashbacks of college and it just does not
go down
sit well with me.
No, yeah. I do enjoy a good bourbon every once in a while. Mm-hmm. You know what's really good? Jim Beam honey and ginger ale. Oh, it's good. So
See, now, I just bought that honey wild turkey.
yeah.
So, because that was like the best when I did the tasting, that was the best one I liked because it was sweet.
Good stuff. The burglars in this story must have been in a hurry, or else maybe they probably would have noticed the big "no alcohol on premises" sign in the front, or the sign in the front window. One can only imagine their surprise when they tried mixing up a cocktail. Stoner told the Daily Hive. An instructor arriving on the morning of June 12th found a lock clipped and window smashed. He was a bit in shock, says Stoner. I was on a day trip out of town and had to turn around, but there's no time to sulk. You just have to fix it and get ready for class. He describes the Vancouver Police Department as not terribly helpful in investigating the break-in or recovering the lost computer equipment. It took 3 days for them to call me back and another day for an officer to show up, he said. And he was like, oh, yeah, I read about you in the paper. Stoner turned on the tracker on the iPad, which indicated the device was in a building across the street from the school. Robberies haven't been a major issue from the West End, or in the West End, or even in the rear end for that matter.
Ew.
Well, you know. Though Stoner says he's seen an uptick in graffiti and other nuisance crimes. We already replaced the plexiglass window right away. Now we just have to replace what was stolen and work on some strategies to further prevent crime. It turns out the thieves also made off with the school's lockbox, but it didn't have any money in it, only completed class surveys from recent graduates. When they finally get it open, they'll just find out how much our students love us. That according to Stoner. But do they really love them that much, Mallie, if there's only colored water in the bottles? And now here's the part where we say, oh, my God, are you okay? Mm-hmm. Because let's take it from the point of view of the guys who stole the colored water. Mm-hmm. All they're looking for, Mallie, is a drink.
Yeah.
All they need is a little nip. Mm-hmm. All they need is a little bump. All they're looking for is a little peace of mind. All they're looking for is a little break from life. And oh my God, you guys, after drinking all that colored water, are you okay? I don't know. I just don't know. What you got?
I got a boozed up man is jailed after telling police he's Jason Bourne. So, I mean, I know that when you drink, you do get kind of creative. There we go.
Yep.
Or maybe even like your alter ego comes out, right?
You would think so.
You would think. Mm-hmm. So this guy named Jonathan Chapman, who's 45, was under the influence of alcohol and refused to leave the library after causing a disturbance. I don't know why you'd choose a library, but
because they never see it coming, Mallie.
I guess so, right?
They never see it coming.
Police were called, and he gave them the name of Jason Bourne, a character of Robert Ludlum's best-selling book series. Chapman also provided a false social security number. He was taken into custody on a misdemeanor charge for resisting officer without violence. Short but sweet story. But I don't know why you would go to the library. Of all places, why are you going to hang out there? Maybe he had to return some books.
Maybe they were overdue.
Ooh.
And Jason Bourne can't have overdue books.
Can't have those fines.
Otherwise, they take away his secret agent status. Mm-hmm. But all I got to ask...
That card is removed.
Here is, oh my God, are you okay? Because Jason Bourne, the cops are after you, man.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure you're not locked up or nothing. Mm-hmm. That you're free and able to defend our country. That's all I want to know. Man. Mallie, I have 10 head...
This is totally different than the way you used to do things.
Damn it. Dirty Shirley's getting in my head. 10 headlines that prove beer makes everything better.
Yep.
Even getting arrested.
I usually say vodka makes everything better. But in this case, beer.
Does it, though?
Oh, yeah. You make great decisions with vodka.
The first one is that a disgruntled woman is denied free beer and torches a deli.
She's an angry little one.
Well, beer actually makes you a little angrier than most beverages. Yeah. Police are searching for a woman who was caught on video torching items inside a Philadelphia store. That's half the problem right there,
Right.
Mallie. Philadelphia is a very angry city. I know most
Isn't
people...
that the city of brotherly love?
Yeah, they're angry, though.
Oh.
They're just angry. I know, though, most people in Philly will disagree with me, but they're angry. They're angry.
Point will be proven.
I think you know what it is.
What?
It's the fact that cheesesteaks unbind you. They make you run to the bathroom a lot. That would make me angry. The unidentified woman was inside the, I believe it's Winecoat Beer Deli. Well, that explains half of it. She was in a beer deli.
I wonder if they have beer cheese soup.
Oh,
That's so good.
no. That's my worst enemy.
Oh, really? Stomach problems?
Lactose intolerance.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's horrible. On the 2100 block of West 65th Avenue back on November 20th, shortly after 10:30 a.m. So beer not making it good for her. Free beer makes her torch. Free bear would torch a deli. But free beer torching the deli. I just can't get out of this one. Number 2, a man made off with 5 cases of Bud Light and a textbook beer theft. This according to police. Police are looking for a wide-eyed suspect they say was caught on camera running out of a Texas store with a massive quantity of Bud Light. Of all the beer you could steal, Mallie. Bud Light?
Yeah.
Bad choice.
I like Heineken.
I'm a Michelob Golden Light guy myself.
That was me back in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something about it. It's just kind of, yeah.
But the morning after, though, it smells.
Yeah.
Yeah, beer doesn't smell so good
No.
the next day.
No. I'm not a beer guy.
I'm not either. Once again, fruity drinks.
Yeah, fruity drinks. Police call it a textbook definition of a beer run. Arlington officials say he somehow managed to carry 5 cases as he ran out of a convenience store along with Little School Road in Arlington. This is the guy you want to go with you to Aldi. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you need a lot of stuff at Aldi and you didn't bring a shopping bag with, this is the guy you want to go with.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
Aldi gives me anxiety. And this is why. They go so fast down that thing, that conveyor belt. Like, you purposely place things, like the refrigerated items go here, the soft items, you kind of organize it because that's what you're used to at other grocery stores, right?
Right.
That person at the checkout, zoom, 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 and you're like, oh my God. Like, and you're like trying to get the cart with all your stuff out of the way because she's ready to, like, she's already putting the next person's stuff in your cart. You're like, anxiety attack. I have a really hard time at Aldi.
Can I make a confession about
Too
Aldi?
fast for me. Yes.
You know how some people don't go to certain places because they think that place is dirty? I think all Aldis are dirty.
Not the one that I go to.
See, everybody says that.
Because mine is like a Trader Joe's. It's very nice. It's new. So it's just like a Trader Joe's. I mean, there are some things that they have there that's not so good. You know what I mean?
See?
But for a lot of the stuff, though, it is. And it's totally worth it. Because at first I was like, I don't do Aldi. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. And this place is really nice. So I'm just going to say I do it, you know. Now, I don't know where you go, what Aldi you go to. But the one I go to is just like a Trader Joe's. Very nice.
The one right by the house here. And
Okay.
To me, you know why? Because it seems like in every Aldi, when you go right by the meat market, something smells rancid.
Ew, that's not good.
It does. And it's a combination of the fish part of the meat market
Right.
and like 3-day-old beef. That's not really, it's like turning.
Oh.
I can't shop at Aldi.
I like to get fresh flowers at Aldi because you can get a dozen for like $3.99.
True. They are good
you
on
have
flowers.
To have, my mom
Right.
always told me, fresh flowers,
Yep.
books, candles, and artwork in your home.
Yep. Yeah. That's good advice. Good advice. Very good advice. Number 3, burglar drank 24 bottles of beer and Jägermeister and tried to escape on a bike.
That is a bad combination. Who still drinks Jägermeister? Seriously.
People who want to forget their life.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, people who want to forget their life. the people I really, really either admire or I wonder whether they still want to exist on this planet are the people who have the Jägermeister cooling machines in their home. Yeah.
Fancy.
I think those are the people that want to leave this planet. They just want to end themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody really...
Black licorice.
And, those cooling machines, I think the way they work is you turn over the bottle and you just empty the bottle in there and it cools it so that you can put it in a shot.
No, thank you.
Who drinks that much Jägermeister that...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
How come most of these drinks I get flashbacks of college? It's just not a positive thought.
No, it's not.
Because I think that's your time to experiment with stuff.
Yeah.
And it's,
How much Mad Dog 2020 did you do in college?
I don't think I ever did that.
My 21st birthday, I drank so much of it, I ended up going back up to the college radio station we worked at and hugging the toilet in the...
Praying to the porcelain god.
Oh, I hugged that thing tight for about 3 hours. It was horrible. So this burglar drank 24 bottles of beer and Jägermeister and tried to escape on a bike. A burglar downed 24 bottles of beer and a bottle of Jägermeister before he tried to escape from police on a bicycle. Jai Kennedy, who had also taken cocaine, because why would you do all that and not do some coke?
Yeah.
You need a little bump there, Mallie. Was chased by police for a mile as he made a number of U-turns to shake them off.
U-turns? He did some Michigan lefts. Oh, that's another thing.
Ooh, Michigan
when you come
lefts.
to Michigan, they don't really do U-turns. They're called Michigan lefts, so you can still turn on oh my God. When I first moved there, I tried to avoid Michigan lefts because they just confused me. Now I'm an expert at them.
Really?
But for a while, I was like, what? Yeah.
They hate U-turns here in Minnesota for some reason.
Yeah. No, come to Michigan, you'll have a Michigan left. Just saying.
Is that different than Michigan J. Frog, the guy who was the head of the WB network for quite some time? I was convinced he ran that thing, although he was slightly racist.
Oh.
Yeah, just saying. Number 4, a man drinks beer during a DWI stop. You heard me right. A Florida man, of course he's from Florida, was stopped on suspicion of drunk driving as he chugged a beer as he was being arrested. This according to the Miami Herald. 48-year-old Daryl Royal Riedel, my God, what a name, got out of his truck. He just screams, I live in the Everglades. Got out of his truck during the stop and went on to open a can of beer, raise it, and then quickly drink it in front of police.
Because he knew once they took him away, it's just gonna...
There ain't no more.
Nope.
Just slam that son of a bitch and salute the cop. Number 5, Johnston man charged with assault after disagreement over beer koozie. A Johnston man is facing assault charges after an argument turned physical over a beer koozie. This according to police. 23-year-old Robert Hannock Jr. has been charged with aggravated assault and recklessly endangering another person stemming from a May 6th incident at a Westmont bar.
Never take someone's koozie.
No, never. That's a bad deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Number 6, Port St. Lucie man. Of course, he's in Florida, charged with DUI after driving a lawnmower. A man arrested with a DUI charge in Port St. Lucie after police spotted him riding a lawnmower, carrying a case of beer and driving erratically on an access road. The officer stopped Alla's house driving the lawnmower and could smell a strong odor of alcohol emitting from him. I have a funny story about the word erratic.
Wait, what was that dude's name?
Alice House? Did I just read one of your stories?
No, I got another guy on a lawnmower.
Okay, well, you've got that one here coming up.
I was like, how many are on a lawnmower?
A lot of people do it. Actually, more people do it than you would think, because they think, well, I can get schnockered, I can take the riding mower, and I can just drive it down the street to the house and everything will be fine, or I can drive it to home, or I can drive it to the bar, and I'll be fine because it's not technically a motor vehicle.
Right.
They're stupid as shit.
Yeah. Because can't you get... I thought you get like a DUI on a bike. Like a bicycle.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get one even on a bicycle because technically it's got 2 wheels and flies. Right. I don't know what the deal is with that.
And flies? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, 2 wheels and flies. Well, the Wicked Witch did.
Yeah.
But no, it flies down the road. That's what I mean by 2 wheels and flies.
I was going back to Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah, you can technically get a DUI for operating a bicycle.
Huh.
In some states. I don't know that it's in every state. But, okay, so the word erratically.
Right.
So Dave and I are in college.
Yeah.
And I'm board hopping for a guy named Rick. I won't give his last name on the air because I've embarrassed him enough with this story already.
Does he listen? Well, probably not to this.
Sometimes.
But does he listen to your show?
Yeah, sometimes. Okay. Yeah. So Rick was calling a Winona State baseball game.
Okay.
He's doing play-by-play.
Uh-huh.
And Rick sometimes had a little bit of diarrhea of the mouth. He'd go to say one name and it would come out as another. He'd go to say one word, it would come out as another.
Okay.
But sometimes he would change the word completely to a different word. And it was really funny, right? Mm-hmm. Well, he went to say that the pitcher that was on the mound was pitching erratically.
Okay.
So let's just say his last name is Smith. So he's like,
right.
Smith having a bad game today. Smith is just pitching all over the place. Smith is really pitching erratically.
Erotically.
Erotically.
Oh.
And I busted out laughing. I couldn't stop laughing for about 10 minutes because here I'm just imagining this pitcher from Winona State in lingerie and heels up there just throwing a ball at all these different boys. It just, I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Number 7, Mallie. A man arrested after stuffing 16-ounce beers into his pants.
How many did he get in there?
Well, it wasn't enough to say he was happy to see you. A 50-year-old man was arrested after allegedly stuffing 2 16-ounce cans of Miller Lite. Evidently, they weren't very big pants, Mallie. Yeah. Into his pants at Publix at Lake Deaton Plaza in the Villages. Duffy Joe Martinez, which is what I'm changing my name to after this show, of Wildwood, entered the store at about 6 p.m. Wednesday and went. They're missing the E in this story. They couldn't even spell out went.
Oh, boy. And
went to the beer aisle where he appeared to stuff something down his pants, according to the arrest report from the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. Number 8, a man dressed as a beer bottle wanted for an alleged pizza theft. A man dressed as a beer bottle is being sought by police after allegedly stealing 2 pizzas without paying. Police are looking to identify the reveler who was caught on CCTV at Papa John's and Holton Road Berry on New Year's Day. That was back this past winter. You might have heard this story earlier this year. A woman from Minnesota was arrested after biting a piece of her husband's ear off during an argument regarding beer. 37-year-old Jamie Elrod was arrested and charged with first-degree assault after police entered her home, finding overturned furniture, blood, and a piece of her husband's ear.
Oh, that's just disgusting. Are they still together?
I'm not sure, but you know what? White Castle is preferable at that time of night rather than your husband's ear. You might want to take a drive. Yeah. And number 10, a drunk passenger tried to open a door on a flight because he thought it was the toilet. A man who drank vodka and beer, sometimes they don't go together.
No.
To settle his nerves on his first ever flight, tried to open the plane door because he thought it was a toilet. 26-year-old Tomas Mucha was on a Ryanair flight to Dublin when he made the drunken blunder as shocked passengers looked on. Evidently, no one tried to stop him initially.
Well, and those airlines are small because I've been on Ryanair before.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I don't know why they couldn't
just say, "Stop, you're doing weird things with the plane."
Well, that's more Scottish, though, right?
I don't know.
He's going to Dublin.
They all sound the same when you're drinking. That's for sure.
Nice.
I'm like 2 down here, Mallie.
I know.
Are you catching up?
Slowly but surely, my darling.
Where are you at? Where are you at?
Right here.
No, I know you're right. Oh, God. I know you're across from me. I meant, where are you at with your alcohol intake?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm a lightweight.
All
right. So I've got a story. A drunk airline passenger is booted from flight for twerking and flashing the entire cabin.
Oh, dear God.
Yes. This sounds like one of my sorority sisters. But one female passenger on a domestic flight caused a commotion after being asked by a flight attendant to turn off her cell phone as the plane prepared for takeoff. The woman, who was said to be intoxicated and upset, reacted so poorly that she was asked to leave the flight. However, no one anticipated how her exit would go. "Record all you effing want," she said. Yeah, so she shouts this before turning around and exposing her backside, twerking for several seconds, and hurling a stream of invective, including racist insults at an older woman. The passengers on the March 27th flight started laughing at her antics, and one of them shouts, "You're so trashy, I love it." The woman does eventually exit the aircraft, and many of the passengers cheer as she leaves.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
That's how you do it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. Well, I have my final story here. And, of course, I hearken back to my favorite non-sports, WWE. As a crazy WWE fan, pulls his junk out, Mallie, during the World Series of Poker and starts a yes chant. If you're not familiar with what a yes chant is, you take both your index fingers, you put them up in the air, and you keep going, yes, yes, yes. So evidently he needed his wiener out while he did that.
Apparently.
I'm going to use the medical term of wiener here,
Okay.
Mallie. Wiener, wiener, and because I've had a few drinks. Wiener. Let me take a drink before I do this. The World Series of Poker is a very serious deal for a lot of people. Apparently one guy showed up and wanted to make the Las Vegas event all about him. And why wouldn't he? We're not sure what got into this World Series of Poker fan. Poker, he hardly knew her. But he was... Hey now. But he was obviously feeling the excitement in the room. Maybe he was a little too excited.
Yep.
So he jumped up on a gaming table and started putting on his own show without any pants. The police surrounded the man, belting out yes chants, and just watched until he pulled his shorts down.
Oh, boy.
To reveal what he had or what he was lacking down below. At that point, he was promptly pulled from the table because his time as a stripper in Las Vegas had come to an end. The man was arrested, and rightfully so. After all, nobody showed up to see this guy's pale ass on a gambling table, Mallie. However, this misdirected soul was one of our own as a WWE fan because he started chanting yes, just like Daniel Bryan and The Miz. Oh, we'll just say he's a Miz fan. We won't throw Daniel Bryan in the mix because it was one ugly yes chant. It should be noted that the crowd who had to witness this were assuming drunken event. We're going to assume it's a drunken event because it's on the rocks with Mallie Fox. Only really started chanting yes when this dude was arrested. At least he went quietly with police. There you go.
Oh, alcohol makes us do funny things. Yes.
Yes,
so
indeed.
You had talked about a guy riding a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Which surprised me because there are more than one out there that does this.
Yeah.
Okay. So police arrested Gary Wayne Anderson, 68, for a DUI charge after he crashed his lawnmower into a Haines City police vehicle. Anderson's driver's license had been suspended since 1978. Oh, that's been a long time. He has had 2 prior DUI convictions. Anderson failed the field sobriety test, and he was taken to the Haines City Police Department. At the department, Anderson told officers he had been poisoned by police and demanded to be taken to a hospital. At Heart of Florida Regional Medical Center, his blood alcohol level was... Okay, I think the point got cut off here because it says 241.
Oh, yeah. I think it was probably 0.241. Yeah.
More than 3 times the legal limit. According to Mike Ferguson, a spokesman for HCPD, cocaine was also found. Why is cocaine always around?
Because cocaine's a hell of a drug, Mallie.
I guess so. He was also found in Anderson's system, police reported. The crash caused minor damage to the rear bumper of the police car. According to the chief of Haines City Police Department, it's never a good idea to get behind the wheel drunk, even if that wheel is to a Craftsman, Macy Ferguson, or John Deere. So, yeah, there you go. Ooh, he's a grumpy looking one.
Is he?
Oh, he is not a pretty guy.
He's just
Look at him. He looks pissed.
He is one angry drunkard.
Yeah.
Well, God love him. And that's, oh my God, are you okay? I would say, oh my God, are you okay? You made it home, didn't you? Mm-hmm. That's how we do. Oh my God, are you okay? That's our version of drunk news. Well, now that we've gotten through drunk news, Mallie,
Yes.
and I've had a couple of these drunk, what are they called? Drunk Shirleys?
No. Dirty Shirley.
Dirty Shirleys. Drunken and dirty. Dirty Shirleys. I can't even say the name of the drink anymore. I've had a few. How much is left in the thermos? Have I killed all these? No, I haven't. There's still more here for you, Mallie. Can I pour one more?
I'm okay for right now. In a little bit, I'll have some because I got to eat first.
Oh, my God. I got to have one more here.
There you go. Go for it.
I'm going to pour one more here and tell you now that as I'm refilling my glass, see, that's what I'm doing here. I hope this doesn't slip out of my hand. That would be really bad if this slipped out of my hand and poured all over the console.
Yes.
All right, so as I pour myself another Dirty Shirley, all I can think of is Shirley from What's Happening. As I pour another... Raj! As I pour another Dirty Shirley, you know what, Mallie?
Yes.
You just mentioned you need something to eat.
Yes, I do.
It's about that time. I'm kind of getting the munchies as well. It's time now to reference your favorite food. Is it still your favorite food?
Hells yeah.
As long as we're talking about your favorite food, it's time to go to the cupboard. It's time to get ourselves some Nutella. And also talk a little Nutella news.
Yes.
Nutella News.
Spread the happy.
All right, Mallie, we've gone to the cupboard and we've got ourselves a giant jar of Nutella. And, oh boy, this first story. I think Nutella has fallen into the wrong hands.
You think? Why?
Oh, I know so here, Mallie. An American ISIS supporter known as Nutella is facing life in prison. I bet you didn't know, Mallie, it's fallen into the wrong hands. The enemy now has Nutella.
Do not kid.
I'm not kidding. ISIS militants have a well-documented love of Nutella, Mallie. This week, a 26-year-old Brooklyn woman named Sinmaya Amira Caesar will find out the length of her prison sentence, learning whether she'll be credited for the 2 years she's already spent in a federal penitentiary, whether she'll be released to a rehabilitation program, or whether she'll be locked up for the next several decades. Caesar has already pleaded guilty to providing material support to the Islamic State, or ISIS, but she is also facing charges of obstruction of justice for allegedly continuing to contact other ISIS supporters and their associates while she's out on bail. And weirdly, Mallie, she's been accused of using the name Nutella during her communications with the extremists. I bet you're wondering why.
Why?
This is not good. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, Caesar was radicalized through online propaganda 3 years ago and soon started logging onto social media to advocate violent jihad Facebook posts and to reach out to ISIS and Taliban supporters, offering to connect them with the group's recruiters and even discussing potential attacks in the United States. Prosecutors allege that she used the name Nutella before her 2016 arrests and continued to refer to herself as the chocolate hazelnut spread after her release from prison. Caesar repeatedly, or at least 4 times throughout the interview, denied that she ever identified herself to anyone as Nutella. While on pre-sentence release, state court documents cited by the Daily Beast Facebook records show that the defendant identified herself in writing as Nutella by at least 2 individuals, including one she has previously identified to the FBI as a jihadist supporter. Although Caesar has not explained why she chose that particular pseudonym, ISIS militants have a well-documented love of Nutella.
No.
Yes, Mallie, yes.
They're giving Nutella a bad name. I'm starting to get sad here.
Oh, no, don't. I mean, keep your head up, kid. Chin up. Here we go. Even sharing Nutella-themed memes on social media, Mallie, they trade them back and forth. In 2014, Philip Smythe, a University of Maryland researcher who had studied Shia Islamic militarism, told the Wall Street Journal that ISIS plans its memery.
Memery.
I thought
it's such a strange word.
I thought a memery was a place you went to get ice cream.
Yeah. That's a creamery.
Yeah, I didn't know. In advance, before posting them as a deliberate strategy to make the Islamic State seem more friendly and familiar to Westerners. They use Nutella, Mallie, to make ISIS seem more friendly.
Oh.
Would you join ISIS now over Nutella?
Oh.
No?
I'm sad.
Yeah. But the Nutella-themed Instagrams might have an even simpler meaning, just reassuring potential recruits that, yes, even extremists can get their Ferrero on. Though some of the food photography is propaganda, the goal is not to make them seem friendly and familiar, but rather to reassure their jihadi gourmets. That would be an awesome TV show, by the way, jihadi gourmets. You know, the whole, how do we get this lid off the jar? We cut it off. Maybe that's
You're going extreme.
Yeah, no, maybe it's one too many dirty Shirleys. Though some of their food photography is propaganda, the goal is not to make them seem friendly and familiar, but rather to reassure the other jihadi gourmets that the Islamic State has an abundance of quality snacks. This that Vice previously wrote, or as one fighter put it, I'm going to keep sharing pics of food until you literally join us. That's the quote.
Oh, boy.
Nutella, meanwhile, is facing between 30 years and life in prison. So there you go.
Well, let's put Nutella in a positive light.
Okay.
So can I just say before I read my story,
Sure.
for all those naysayers out there,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love my Nutella, but so does Kate Middleton.
Really?
Yep. She likes to do Nutella facial masks. Supposedly, it hydrates the skin.
Really?
Yep. So I'm going to go home and slather on some Nutella.
Do you then, after you put the mask on, do you do the Scooby-Doo thing and do you lick it off your face?
Well, last I looked, my tongue's not that long. So, no.
No? Okay.
But, okay, so you know how we're hungry because you got the munchies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, after looking at this picture, I'm like drooling. What are you looking at?
Huh?
Are you looking at the light?
Nope.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I'm like a moth to the light. I'm like, what are you looking at?
Like, are you looking at the light? No, man.
Okay, so there's this Adelaide Cafe, and it's now serves deep fried Nutella burritos.
Really?
Oh yeah, this picture.
Yeah.
It's
That good?
It's that good.
Really?
Yes. So they are quoted saying, "We were never into winter dieting anyway, were we? In the tradition of applying our winter coat comes a genius invention from the good people at East Terrace Continental. Glam Adelaide recently made the discovery, describing it as a Nutella and banana-filled wrap coated with hazelnuts and pistachios and then deep-fried to perfection. It's also garnished with chocolate sauce. This looks so delicious. Oh, my goodness gracious.
I bet.
Yep. They said we could probably start right there, but let's see. We could probably stop right there and say, give me 5 right now, but we will also add the cost. And it's actually a reasonable $13.90.
That's it?
Yep. So
Whoa.
East Terrace Continental also does buttermilk pancakes with vanilla bean ice cream, Canadian maple syrup and sugar snow, or cinnamon French toast. But we're all about the burrito. So East Terrace Continental is open 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. from Wednesday to Sunday. So this was Australia, wasn't it?
Yeah, Adelaide.
I was just so focused on the burrito, I didn't even.
It's like it's jumping out of the screen.
It is so good. I mean, it just looks really good. I am so hungry right now.
It's munchies time.
Munchies. This is looking delish. All right.
All right. Well, we continue with the Nutella news. I can't even say it. I am very hungry as well. Little bit of the old cannabis infused Nutella, Mallie.
Ooh.
Little fairy floss as well. Have you ever had the fairy floss? By the way?
Fairy floss is fun.
Isn't
it's
it?
so magical looking.
It is, especially when you infuse it with the cannabis. Then it becomes something whole entirely different.
Oh, I'm sure.
Then you start seeing unicorns and stuff like that. A South Australian man has gotten into the, let's just say, spiked Nutella business.
Okay.
Although he might have been a little bit railroaded by the whole deal. A South Australian man who made and sold cannabis-infused fairy floss, Nutella, and lip balm says he was using the proceeds to pay his mortgage. I think he was paying off a little bit more than that.
I think it's so.
Yeah, I think he went Breaking Bad on the bit. Jamie Stephen Woodward ran a business named Confectionery. God love him. And sold the illegal products through a Facebook page.
Wait, did you say legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's not. I don't think it's illegal there.
Ah.
No, we got medical here in Minnesota, but tain't legal. Tain't legal. That's the name of my new band. We'd never get played on the top 40 charts, no.
Nope.
But we'd do something. And sold the illegal products through a Facebook page. District Court Judge Wayne Chevelle said this week the operation was sophisticated, but an act of stupidity rather than seriously corrupt behavior. It was just an act of stupidity. How could a judge judge that?
That's usually how these people get caught, though. They do something stupid.
Well, he had some business sense to begin with. He handed Woodward a wholly suspended 18-month jail term and a $1,000 good behavior bond after the 32-year-old pleaded guilty to manufacturing, possessing, and trafficking charges. Judge Chevelle said police raided Woodward's home last year and seized about 11 kilograms of illegal goods. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
That's a whole bunch. The products offered for sale and seized include lip balm, cookies, lollies, Nutella, and other spreads, and chocolate products infused with cannabis oil, he said. Police also found a fairy floss machine and traces of cannabis on it, and bulk quantities of spreads, glycerin, food coloring, and chocolate syrup. Nearly $13,000 worth of cannabis food items were logged in sales records, but other partly completed invoices indicated the business was turning over substantially more. Woodward, who lost his job because of a back injury, told police he was using some of the proceeds to pay off his mortgage, but Judge Chevelle said he treated his dealings with cannabis as a joke. More precisely, something of an in-joke with other cannabis users, he said. He said Woodward developed a menu, used advertising and marketing, and had his customers pay by electronic funds transfer, and provided tracking numbers when parcels were dispatched. There you go.
He was a smart guy, smart businessman.
He had a business going on.
Yeah, he did.
That wasn't just a little bit of stuff. That was a whole lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
All right, and so for all of you fetish people out there who would probably enjoy this video,
oh my.
Yes,
a video.
There is a former Kiwi model who eats 1 kilogram of Nutella in 4 minutes on YouTube.
Really?
Yep.
You don't say.
I do say.
Oh my.
Yes, a former model saw off an entire 1 kilogram jar of Nutella in less than 4 minutes without having any water. Neela Zeiser, who's 27, stirred the chocolatey topping and pushed her hair behind her ears to prepare for the mammoth undertaking. I like how they say mammoth. The competitive eater from Christchurch, New Zealand, starts her stopwatch in the YouTube clip and piles spoonful after spoonful of the thick substance in her mouth. The competitive eater from Christchurch starts her stopwatch in the YouTube clip and piles... Okay, that repeated twice. I was like, wait a second. I'm having deja vu.
Deja vu.
She shakes her head as she struggles to swallow.
Pardon me?
Yes, the mouthfuls of chocolate, but continues to stuff it in.
No.
Look at this guy uses his words. Halfway through, she points out that she is undertaking the challenge without any water, adding, "It's quite difficult." That's what she said. She shows her tongue after she downs her last spoonful of Nutella and stops the timer. The tasty task took her just 3 minutes and 56 seconds. She said, "All right, so that was 1 kilo of Nutella eaten in 3 minutes and 56 seconds. She added, "Now I reckon that's a pretty damn good time, considering that is a lot of Nutella, and I did it without water as well, which is really difficult." The Kiwi has tackled a number of strange food-related challenges in the past. The former Miss Earth New Zealand posted a video of her eating a giant chocolate bunny to YouTube in 2017 titled, "Girl Eats Massive Chocolate Bunny in 7 Minutes." In the same year, she also took on the Korean Fire Noodle Challenge, which has been completed thousands of times on YouTube. She ate 2 bowls of the Korean fire noodles made by ramen, trying both the original and 2 times spicy packets. And the model showed she could handle the heat in the kitchen, finishing both bowls in just under 5 minutes. Oh, boy. She has also partaken in challenges such as the 100 Cheeseburger Challenge, in which she managed to eat 45 in just under 2 hours and also ate 22 Big Macs in just under an hour.
Oh.
I know that makes my stomach turn just thinking of that. So anyway, for all you food fetish people out there, go check her out on YouTube. You can see her stuffing her face full of stuff.
So there you go. We're pleasantly stuffed full of Nutella. Our mouths are all mealy.
Yes.
And we need a little something to drink, Mallie, but we got to be careful. We don't want to spill the martini.
Ah, like where you're going.
Yeah. See?
Get it? Spill the martini.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Some people like to drink tea, and some people like to spill that tea, and there's other people that spill the martini. It's time now for another segment here on the program, Mallie, where we talk a little paranormal gossip.
Love it.
All right. It's time now to spill the martini.
It's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio looking at a guy out here hollering my name when last year I spent more money on spilled liquor in bars from one side of this world to the other than you made.
Spilling the martini.
So this is that segment, Mallie, Spill the Martini. Of course, you know, you spill the tea on shows like Wendy Williams, but this is a little different deal. This is spilling the martini. It's paranormal gossip, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and unfortunately for the women out there who are madly in love with Zak Bagans, it sounds like he's taken.
What?
I know, right? So they are now reporting that Holly Madison... So if any of you watched Girls Next Door and Zak Bagans, they are down for some sexy ghost adventures. Yep,
what?
They are dating. Yes, so they are now officially an item. We've learned that the two are dating. Sources close to the new couple tell TMZ Holly came into Zak's haunted museum in Las Vegas early last month, and the sparks were flying. So they started talking romantically. We're told things picked up pretty quickly, and they started dating. The Ghost Adventure star and former Playboy model have been keeping their relationship low-key, but eagle-eyed fans have noticed similarities of the celebs' Instagram stories, which hinted at something between them. Sorry, my mind just went somewhere.
Where'd it go?
Our sources said Zak and Holly had been introduced before she strolled into the museum in May, but neither were single during the initial interaction. Holly famously dated Hugh Hefner in her Girls Next Door era, but married Pascal Rotella in 2013 at a Disneyland wedding ceremony. But last September, Pascal filed for a divorce. Gotta hand it to Zak. His ghost swoop game is strong. So yeah, those two are dating. So
interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting indeed. Mm-hmm. I've never been one to ask about Zak's love life. So
right.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've never really thought about it. But, you know, there are girls who, you know, swoon.
Swoon? There are a lot of them. When you look
Yeah.
on, especially when you look on like Ghost Adventures fan pages and stuff like that, it seems like there are a lot of girls who watch the show who seem to think that they're going to get with them.
Yeah.
I think that's delusional, but hey, why not?
You never know.
You never know. It could happen.
Yeah. Well, for right now, their dreams are shattered.
Unless you look like Holly Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never know. What else you got?
Okay, so the next one, so speaking of Zak Bagans, Vanilla Ice. You know, Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah.
So he is claiming that his museum freaked him out. So this was also reported on TMZ because, you know, they are the truth Bible.
They are.
Yep.
Absolutely. I watch them every day. I do.
So Vanilla Ice walked into Zak Bagans' famed haunted museum, a total skeptic, and he walked out a believer after a bone-chilling encounter with a ghost. The Ghost Adventure star tells TMZ Vanilla Ice hit up the haunted museum in Las Vegas last month and totally freaked out when something blew on his neck. The spooking sensation went down inside a room containing 2 real human skeletons. There's a video out there of Vanilla's first experience with the paranormal activity. You can see him sitting on a chair in the Oddfellows room when he suddenly jumped out of his seat. Vanilla's clearly alarmed, so it's no wonder he told Zak that he's never going back into that room. My pages are stuck together. Okay, there we go. They were. I couldn't get them apart.
I had nothing to do with it.
I know. You did not touch my papers. The Oddfellows room houses 2 skeletons in their original coffins, which were once used in a very old, very bizarre Oddfellow ritual. Their identities are unknown, but Zak says the remains were part of an initiation ritual, bringing recruits face to face with their own mortality. Vanilla's fear is Zak's fun. Bagans tells us that it's a precious moment every time he witnesses someone having their very first experience with a ghost. So, yeah. You saw the video. You've been there.
I've been there.
You've been to the museum.
Yep. So the when you watch a video on TMZ.com, Vanilla Ice is sitting in the seat that I was right next to. So I was right to the right of that one seat. It's on the very end of the aisle, right near a window on the outside of the room. And in that seat, when I went there, was Blue Meanie from ECW. We were hanging out that weekend. I'm dropping names. And so Meanie was sitting in that seat. I was sitting right next to him. And the entire time that we were there, he didn't say he felt anything or he felt any brushes on his neck or anything like that. Not saying that Vanilla Ice did.
Right.
But so when they asked for the volunteer to go up to the coffin and look directly as close, you're supposed to get as close as you can to the skeleton's head.
Yes.
As possible and look directly in the eyes. And like the story mentions, it's to look into the face of your own mortality. And during this Oddfellows ritual, the idea was, again, to keep your eyes locked with the skeleton, and it's a real human skeleton, for as long as possible. So here I am sitting here with this pro wrestler, big, tough pro wrestler who is much bigger than me, much taller than me. And I was like, I'm going to go first. I'm not going to let the pro wrestler go. I'm going to go first, right? So I raise my hand before he does, right? I'm like, I'm going to go. And so I get up there and she's like, all right, go ahead and put your head in there. And I'm thinking, well, I'm only going to probably put my head down there for about 10, 15 seconds, right? It's not going to be any big deal. My head was down there for like a minute and a half, and I'm like,
just staring.
Yeah, I'm just like maybe, an inch or two away from the skeleton sockets.
Did it smell?
It had a tiny odor to it, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't like, it wasn't like this wafting rotten meat smell or anything like that. But it smelled like something. I couldn't tell you what it was, but it wasn't, horrible.
Right.
So I'm locked. I'm locked,
Yeah.
with this skeleton. I wasn't scared or anything. I'm just like, my back was hurting. So I'm like, when is this going to end? When is it going to end? When is it going to end? When is it going to end? And finally she said, okay, you can get up now. And I'm like, whew. It's just unnerving because I'm also claustrophobic. So the thought of being, and with a casket, not good. But the other thing that's really weird about this room is when you walk in, there's a, it just looks weird. There's an Oddfellow in a cloak.
Okay.
And he's riding on the back of a goat. And he's holding onto a horn. So it also looks like he's riding this magical goat around on a hay bale. And it's just it just is the goofiest looking thing you've ever seen. So, if you I don't know. It's an odd room. Hence Oddfellows. But, I didn't have anything happen to me when I was in there.
But you thought that the museum was incredible, though, didn't you?
I did. It is. It's an incredible place, and you will feel something. I have a hard time, even on investigations, feeling and seeing things and having things happen to me and experiencing things. But when I went in there, like, I had a palpable feeling like the room was moving, like you get that underwater swishy feeling when there's a lot of negative energy in one place. This place,
you could totally feel it.
Oh yeah, in different places. There's a serial killer's room that has John Wayne Gacy's paintings. It's got Ted Bundy's glasses. It's got Manson's bone fragments.
Wasn't it like $50,000 that he spent for those glasses? It was like some...
I thought it was 15.
Oh, maybe it was 15.
Oh, no, you're right. I think it was 50.
It was like some ungodly amount where I was like,
50.
holy buckets.
Yeah, he spent a lot of money for Ted Bundy's glasses. But he's got Jack Kevorkian, Dr. Kevorkian's death van, which is in a totally separate room, and it's been reconstructed. There's a painting of Dr. Kevorkian's that's just, it makes you rethink what Dr. Kevorkian... And I think you almost have to... I don't want to ruin the surprise of the painting, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you just said it was disturbing, though.
Very disturbing. You have to see it. And it makes you rethink almost what Dr. Kevorkian was doing when he was... he says he was helping people with assisted suicide to make their own choice.
Yeah.
But when you see the painting, you almost wonder if he didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
If he didn't enjoy putting people to death.
If he did enjoy it, that's very disturbing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely. So... but the museum, I got to hand it to Zach. He's done amazing, amazing work with this museum. And he's captured not just the macabre, because there is a lot of macabre with this museum, but he's got celebrity wings, and he's got, he's got kind of the history of death in this haunted museum. Okay. You've got an actual shrunken head, a real shrunken head. There are a lot of fake ones out there, but he's got a real one. He's got examples of black magic and hoodoo and voodoo and all these different cultures. And so it's much more than just, hey, I've got the latest celebrity thing or the latest hottest thing.
He's put a lot of thought, a lot of money, a lot of, towards this museum. And from what I hear, it's this amazing place. And it's very successful.
It is.
There's lines out the door. Didn't you say it was like a 2-hour wait?
It was a 2-hour wait, and I came on a Sunday night. It was Memorial Day weekend. I came on a Sunday night thinking that should be their dead time.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Right.
But it should be a time where they just don't have any line.
Yeah.
And I showed up at 5 o'clock on a Sunday night, and there was a 2-hour wait, and they were closing at 8. And it was amazing that there was that much of a line at that time. And it wrapped around, if you've ever been there before, it's located in one of the first mansions and oldest mansions in Las Vegas. And it's absolutely astonishing, but the line was around the house.
Yeah. Well, good for him.
And yeah, absolutely. And like I said, it's not just a cash in on stardom type of thing. And I'm not saying this to, kiss Zach's ass or anything like that. It's really something that he's put a lot of thought and a lot of hard work and a lot of money into. Yeah. And there's even the theatrical value of the museum. Right. A lot of times people just put something on a shelf and say, here it is. He's got video presentation along with the museum, and he's got, lack of a better term, it's theatrics to the museum. It's almost like a moving, living, breathing thing that you're walking through. Plus, you've got
you're almost part of a show, like you're participating.
And the tour guides are very knowledgeable, and they know their job, and they're very friendly. Everybody there is very friendly and is willing to assist and willing to help you, and they let you know with every exhibit, if you can't handle this or if this is something you can't handle, you don't have to participate.
Oh, that's good.
So they're very helpful. So it's just overall it's a grade A class experience, and there's nothing like it. I've never been in anything like it. Right. Yeah. So kudos, hats off to him. It's very nice, very good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But he's still taken.
Yeah. Holly Madison got him. It's kind of because I read a lot of boards and stuff like that, and I read a lot of what people think Zach is, and I don't think they realize that he's a deep kid. Yeah, I say kid because he's younger than me. Right. Don't get me wrong. It's not a term of disrespect.
I've always gotten along great with them, so I hear things too, but my personal experience with them is it's a good one.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and mine too. And that's why I say he's been a friend for a very long time.
And he's a smart businessman.
He's very smart. Yeah, and he's very deep. That's why I say he's a very deep intellectual individual, and he's put a lot of thought into that museum. Yeah. So I was very impressed.
Yeah. And can I also mention another shout out to Michigan, because he is he lived for a while. One of his first experiences was Trenton, which is the next town over from where I live. Okay. So there we go. Shout out once again. Woo woo. Don't spit it out. Keep it in.
Pardon me. What was that at the end? Was that a
that's what I did.
cuckoo clock?
No, just woo woo.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
My hand goes up. Yeah.
When your hand goes up, everybody goes, ooh, ooh.
No, it's just, down. It's called Downriver because it's down the river from Detroit. So they're very proud. And, he, well, okay, so I'm going to tell you a quick funny story and then I'll get to this last story. Okay. So Derek, he was at the street fair in Trenton, right?
Okay.
And this is like years ago. And he heads a paranormal team down there, Downriver Paranormal. Okay. And, so he had a little booth, a little table, right? And he's just hanging out telling people ghost stories and local stuff. And this woman comes up and she's like, yeah, my nephew's into the paranormal. And he's like, oh, really? And he's thinking, it's going to be, I like orbs. I like, you know what I mean? And she's like, yeah, but, he does what he does. And, he's good at what he does. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. And he's like, okay. She goes, his name's Zak. And Derek's like Zak Bagans? Yeah. Have you heard of him? And Derek's like, he just happens to be on the Travel Channel, like the #1 show.
Yeah.
My nephew kind of dabbles in it. Yeah, Zak, I don't know if you ever heard of him.
he does a little more than dabble.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
Kind of makes his living at the deal.
Yeah. But anyway, so Derek thought it was funny.
He kind of dominates. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't dabble.
But it was just cute because she's just, the paranormal's not really her thing. So she doesn't know how, successful he is in this field. And, yeah. Have you heard of him?
That's
downriver for you.
That's like saying, yeah, my nephew dabbles in electricity. Have you heard of him? Yeah. That guy who invented electricity.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the last story. So do you remember Most Haunted? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Yvette, we talk about her once in a while. She's the one that always screams and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So Yvette Fielding says that she puts magnets in her underoos, in her undies.
In her undies.
Yeah, or as the British say, knickers.
Yes.
Yes.
That's also the basketball team in New York. Yeah, some of them familiar.
Yep. So she reveals on a talk show that she's been wearing magnets in her knickers. She said that she's tried everything and anything to ease the symptom of menopause. And we mean everything. Speaking on ITV's Lorraine, that's weird. Worded weird. Speaking on ITV's Lorraine on Friday, the Most Haunted presenter, 50, revealed she puts magnets down her knickers. Yvette said that she's done it to ease her crippling joint pain, as she argues that menopausal women aren't told all the hidden problems that come with the change. She and Lorraine Kelly, who's 59, were discussing all old wives' tales about home remedies when she made the bizarre confession. Has she tried the magnets in the knickers? Yvette asked the baffled TV presenter. Lorraine grimaced and said, no, I haven't tried magnets in the knickers. I don't know if I want to track certain things. And then Yvette said, well, you clatter when you walk, let me tell you. And Lorraine couldn't control her giggles and asked, does it work? But Yvette admitted her cookie plan didn't pay off. She said, can you imagine walking along when you're in the saucepan bit of the supermarket and everything starts moving, coming towards your gusset? What's a gusset?
It's a good question. I don't know.
I might have to Google that one. And then she said, I've never tried magnets in my gusset, but did it work? And she responded, no, I'd shy away from that one. So anyway, so it's a bunch of ladies talking about putting magnets in their underwear and seeing if they can attract certain things or get rid of menopause symptoms.
I wonder what it does for guys. Does it do anything for guys? Should I... Is it... How does that spelled?
I think it's like Gusset. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, Gusset.
Look at my Google machine doesn't want to look it up. Oh, there we go. People in Europe are going to think we're stupid. Piece of material sewn into a garment to strengthen or enlarge a part of it, such as the collar of a shirt or the crotch of an undergarment.
I don't know if I want a magnet in my crotch. That just doesn't seem right.
It doesn't, does it?
No.
Especially, remember the big horseshoe magnets you used to use in school?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Try putting one of those down there. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So there we go. So we spilled the martini.
That is spilling the martini.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, but if anyone has any gossip for us to read, you can once again email us on the rocks, ROX, radio @gmail.com.
All right. At this point, Mallie,
Yes.
I got to tell you about this this movie I saw the other night.
Oh, yeah. You were starting to tell me about it.
Oh God. You know, we have friends who've seen this movie and they like it. And there's a new I don't know, it's supposed to be like a modern day horror movie.
Yeah.
It's written and directed by Ari Aster. Mm-hmm. It's hard to say the name. Try and say it 10 times fast. And it's called Midsommar.
Right.
Right?
But what was he known for before?
Hereditary?
Yes. Which was a messed up movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yep.
You just scared the shit
Yeah.
out of me when you did that.
Like, let me have another sip.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this story.
Okay, so strange movie. Mm-hmm. Now,
But it's getting good reviews because they're saying
It
it's so
is.
messed up. It's like a psychological messed up.
to say it's messed up is like saying Manson didn't need therapy. Mm-hmm. It's messed up. Mm-hmm. It's messed up. I need therapy after this movie.
Right.
It's messed up. Now the concept of the movie is it's messed up, Mallie. Our friend
Just give us your review of the movie.
Our friend Katie Hart thought this was a genius movie. I don't think
Okay.
it's genius.
Right.
I don't think it's a genius movie. But, okay, I'm going to tell you how the beginning of the movie
Okay.
starts. Because this is the part that's kind of messed
Right.
up. Now, this movie is I think the director described it as a relationship breakup movie.
Okay.
/ horror movie / adult fairy tale.
Okay.
It's pretty accurate. Mm-hmm. But I'd throw psychological thriller in there
Right.
too. The way it starts is there's this girl named Danny.
Oh, you should probably do a disclaimer just in case someone wants to see this movie,
Right.
but doesn't want to hear, a lot about it.
Okay, if
'Cause
you
you
don't
want spoilers.
Right. I'll yell out spoiler
Okay.
at certain times. There's nothing spoilerish about the way this thing starts.
Okay.
This is just the setup.
Right.
Okay, so here's the setup. Nothing spoilerish about the setup. But I will tell you about, I will reveal a certain part
Right.
about the movie a little bit later. Okay. Okay, so because there's this part of this movie, Mallie, I just can't get over, and it's really bothering me, and I need
Yeah.
to talk it out.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to thank you for sharing once you get it out, but
Mallie, okay, I'll tell you about it later.
okay.
Okay, hold on. Okay. By the way, I've finished my 5th or 6th
Right.
30 Shirley now. I don't even know anymore. Okay, so
Like 500 words or less.
damn it, I can't do 500 words.
So this guy and this girl.
Okay, so Danny and Christian. Okay,
Right.
so Danny is getting emails from her bipolar sister
Right.
that she wants to kill herself,
Right.
commit suicide. She's trying to talk her sister out of committing suicide by email and by phone, somewhat, but mainly by email. And she says this time she's going to take her parents with her. And she's freaking out. She's trying to get a hold of her. She's been trying to call her and email her. She's not getting successfully a hold of her. She calls her boyfriend, Christian. Christian is sitting around with a bunch of his buddy friends, a bunch of his guy friends. His guy friends are trying to convince him, you need to break up with this girl. This girl's psycho. Her family psycho.
Right.
She's nothing but trouble. She's nothing but baggage. Blah, 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 blah. He's like, dude, now's not a good time.
Right.
I got to write this thesis, and and she's having problems at home, and blah, 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 blah. As this is going on, they keep taking shots of the family home, Danny's family home, right? Mm-hmm. Mom and dad are laying in bed.
Now tell people who's played by Danny, because I was just talking about the movie that I saw recently with her in it, and I loved it.
Yeah, Florence Pugh plays Danny, and she was in Fighting with My Family, or Fighting for My Family,
Yeah.
or whatever
The wrestling movie based.
based on the life of
Yeah.
Paige from WWE. So
Great movie. Funny.
Yeah, very good movie,
Yes.
and she's a very good actress.
Yes.
Very good actress. So, so Danny is sitting there, and she's trying to get a hold of her sister. Can't get a hold of her sister. She calls Christian, says, I really want to see you tonight. I'm not having a great night. He says, I'm off smoking resin with my buddies and blah, 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 trying to make an excuse to not see her. He finally agrees to see her. At this point, she hangs up the phone, waits a couple of minutes. Unknown phone call comes over, and it's the police saying they found her parents dead.
Dun, 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 dun.
They pan to the parents' house. The parents are laying there in bed, and they get the blank look on their face. They're dead. They pan to the bedroom. Here's sister sitting there in her room. She's got a mask over her face, and they run to a hose that goes out to the garage. She's hooked up this hose to the two cars in the garage, started up the cars, killed herself through carbon monoxide poisoning, and flooded the house. Okay. So this sets up the movie.
Right.
Danny is terminally depressed because her family's been taken out by this murder-suicide. And one of the friends of Christian that's in this group of buddies, I think his name's Pelly, that may be his name, decides that the guys are going to take a trip to Sweden, 9-day trip to Sweden. And one of the guys, Josh, one of the friends, is going to write his PhD thesis on this village that he lives in. And there's this 9-day festival that happens every 90 years in his village. And they're all going to partake in it. And the way he describes it to Danny is everybody dressed up in costumes and they eat food, and it's just a bunch of old customs, Swedish customs. That's not what happens here. Okay, so basically what happens is it's a bunch of different rituals that happen throughout the 9 days.
Right.
And the four friends, the four guys, and decide they're going to take this trip. Well, Danny finds out about it at a party, and Christian is kind of feels like he's obligated to invite Danny, but she's not going to go because it's, and this is the way he describes it with the fellas, she's not going to go, but she's going to go, but she's not going to go.
Okay.
Danny ends up going. And that's where the movie really kicks off.
Because she was supposed to say, thank you for the invitation, but you guys go have your guy trip.
Right.
But that's not what she did.
That's not what she does. So everybody goes over to Sweden. Okay, movie starts out. They meet the other people from the village, who have gone to the outside, so to speak, like Pelly's brother and other people who have brought outsiders in to the group, for the festival. And you can't go to the village right away. If you're an outsider, you have to stay outside the village for a day, out in the middle of nowhere.
Alarms would be going off.
Yeah, you kind of sit in a field all day and do mushrooms. That's the first day. Okay. Weird to begin with.
Right.
But it happens. I'm going to do some spoiler alert here. If you don't want to hear any more about the movie, give yourself 3 seconds. I'll count it down. Fast forward to just about the end of the file. Okay.
Or go grab a cocktail.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. This is the spoiler-ish version of the review because I got to talk candid with the people who have seen the movie at this point. This is where things kind of get messed up. All right? Now, we've gone through, and I'm not gonna tell you who exactly bites it or anything like that in this movie, or who's done what, or who's gone to who, But I will tell
who's done who,
or who's well, no,
because you are gonna,
I am gonna spill on that. But I'm not gonna say who's getting killed in this movie. I'm not gonna say anything other than there's a plot line here. Okay. And the basic plot line is this, Mallie. Pelly, who brought everybody to the party, so to speak, has an agenda. Pelly's agenda is he wants to get Danny away from Christian. And basically he wants Danny for his own. In that, Danny's been separated from the group and been given to the women of the group to help with like cooking and chores and stuff like that. And the women have also taken her on to do like the activities that the women do in the group. So like there's a dance contest, May Queen contest, to crown the May Queen. So she's involved in that. And I'm not telling you anything that's in the trailers there because you see her dancing around the maypole. So there's that. She's been involved in that contest.
Right.
There's a point where and then she's involved in that, and from the moment that Christian comes in, Christian is singled out by Pelly to be seduced by his sister, by Pelly's sister.
Okay.
To mate with his sister.
Okay.
To bring in outside fresh blood from outside the community to continue mating with somebody in the community to continue fresh bloodlines.
Okay.
Okay. So this is where it gets so disturbing. Okay. So the women separate, and I won't tell you why, but the women separate Danny from at dinner. They all have dinner outside on picnic tables, but not in a, hey, it's a nice Southern picnic type picnic. It's just how they do things because they don't eat in buildings. They have exposed buildings in this village. They kind of live like hippies.
Okay.
Everybody's kind of like a hippie. It's a hippie commune. Everybody wears white linens, white Swedish linens with runes sewn on them, like different runes. And they all kind of live outside except when they have to go under. They look like dollhouses.
Okay.
Okay.
Cute.
Efficient. They kind of close up, so it's like a big old barn. And everybody kind of sleeps under. There's like 32 people who sleep under one roof, and they're all segmented by ages.
Okay.
So like if you're anywhere from the age of 1 to or birth to 36, you sleep under one roof or one barn. And if you're 36 to 54, you sleep under another one. And if you're 54 to 72, you sleep under another one. So, everybody kind of has their own commune place to sleep. And there's like hieroglyphics on the wall of every barn you sleep in. And you have like, beds lined up where everybody has their own bed. Nobody sleeps together.
Okay.
So you can hear babies crying up in the roof when you're in younger age. And everybody takes care of the kids. It takes a village, evidently.
Right.
Evidently, who was it that wrote that book? Was that Hillary? Hillary Clinton wrote It Takes a Village? Evidently, she was right. So at this point, they separate Danny. The women separate Danny. And Christian has been given an elixir, a drink, like a mushroom. Mushrooms are all over this movie.
Right.
Everybody's popping shrooms. Everyone's getting high for some reason. When you're out living in nature, you get high all the time. I don't know. So Christian's given an elixir, like a mushroom iced tea, so he's more amenable. So his defenses are down, right? And then this little girl comes out with a basket with flowers and throws them at Christian and leads him in a little trail to this building.
Okay.
Right. Now, he's been told previously by the high priestess that, you have this destiny. You're the one who's going to, impregnate little sister.
Bring some fresh blood. New blood.
You're here to do a job.
Yep.
And he's kind of, he doesn't necessarily fight it.
Right.
He doesn't said, but I got this girlfriend, or I've got this sweet girlfriend, or anything like that. He's not showing one bit of allegiance to Danny.
Bastard.
Yeah, right? So, and so he's just kind of, okay.
Yeah.
Putting on
I'll follow you.
Yeah, okay.
Just my arm.
So, he drinks the tea and he's kind of, having second thoughts like, well, maybe I should be loyal. I don't know. He's just kind of doing the dumb thing. Well, she throws the flowers at him and makes a trail and he waits for Danny to go off with the women.
Okay.
And then he kind of follows the trail of flowers. Well, as he follows he goes into this building. Okay. And there's this other guy in a linen suit who opens up this little, it's like a little container of some sort of burning incense.
Okay.
And he opens it up and this cloud of smoke wafts into his nostrils and he goes, here, for virility. And all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit, we're in Swedish Eyes Wide Shut. Right?
Yeah.
Now we're getting kinky.
Right.
Right? And he goes, and he inhales it deeply. And I'm like, oh boy. Okay, so now if there's kids in the audience, I don't know why kids are listening to shows about drinking. earmuffs, kids, because
Yes.
it's about to get a whole lot of nasty up in here, okay? All right. So he inhales a little thing
Right.
for virility. He walks up to this door. And evidently, old Swedish Prince from the My Name is Prince video is standing in front of this door. And he's got that hat on with the
Right.
beads in
Yes.
front. Okay? And he opens up the door, right? Opens up the door. And here's Pelly's sister laying there butt-ass naked.
Right.
Right?
In her birthday suit.
In her birthday suit with her legs together.
Right.
Because we ain't that easy. Right?
Ladylike.
Ladylike, with them folded to the side, laying on like a round bed of peacock feathers or something like that.
Because they're soft and colorful.
Something like you'd think all the rest of them have beds. I don't know what's up with the peacock feathers in a black marble room.
Right.
Because it was evidently built by IKEA. They're in Sweden. And right behind her is, let's say, 13 butt-ass naked women holding hands, all of different ages and builds, and they all have long hair. I say builds here, Mallie, for a reason, and I'm not discriminatory. Don't get me wrong. I myself am a very large husky man, and I'll use the term husky liberally. Okay? All right. So he walks in, kind of like, what the fuck am I looking at here?
Right.
He walks in.
We've got an audience.
I got an audience.
Yep.
And he has that look like, I need to turn around and leave right now. But he's kind of looking. And as he does that, the oldest...
Is it kind of like that scene from The Shining? Remember when he goes in? There's that beautiful lady in the bathtub. And then as he's hugging her, he looks in the mirror, and it's like that old hag. And she's like, ha ha. You know what I mean? Like
that.
Nasty.
Like that, but she ate all the bread in the village.
All slices are beautiful.
They are, but this one not so much. So she runs for the door.
Okay.
Okay? She runs for the door, and she slams both doors shut. They're big old...
So she's blocking it.
Yeah. Oh, no, not... she's not...
No, I didn't mean it by size, blocking by size. I just meant like, she's you're not leaving.
No, not like
Oh,
you're not
okay.
leaving. She just slams them shut,
Okay.
slam them shut.
Okay.
And then she returns to her place back in line. They're all holding hands. They're kind of swaying back and forth, like, kind of like, and they start humming this tune.
Right.
It starts to get freaky up in here. Like they're like kind of humming, and now we got like a cappella ABBA going on.
Right.
While the dude is like standing there, and she walks over, and the old lady strips him down out of his linens.
Okay.
So evidently now the dude can't take his own clothes off, but strips him down out of his linens, and he's standing there butt naked too.
Okay.
So now his eyes are all wide, like, all right, what am I going to do? So he just kind of bends down
and starts going at it.
Yep, and he just kind of starts slowly kind of driving,
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I guess this is okay. And he starts getting a little faster, a little faster, a little faster. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, she's like, the sister is like, oh, this kind of hurts.
Right.
And she reaches up for this woman who's singing.
Uh-huh.
In the line of 13 that are forming a semicircle.
Okay.
She reaches up for her, like, I'm in pain. And the lady reaches down, and I think it's her mother. She reaches down and grabs her hand gently, and in a gentle moment, puts the hand to her cheek, and then she gets right close up to the girl's cheek.
Right.
And gets right close to Christian and goes, "Tooralura, tooralura."
You sound like the Who. What is it? Who?
Right, like something from Whoville.
Yeah.
And she starts singing to her.
I would have performance anxiety, and I'd be like, show is over.
Right?
Yeah.
That thing would have got limp like a spaghetti noodle,
Yeah.
son. Right? So Christian looks at her and
Right.
stops pumping for a second, and he's like, because he's tripping out on mushrooms,
Right.
first of all, right? He's got
Yeah.
them shrooms going.
But he's
and,
got his future mother-in-law like in his face.
well, and she's singing.
Yeah.
It's not like she's like, what's up, Captain?
Yeah.
Or anything like that.
Right.
She's singing away. She's got some lullaby going. Well, first of all, a lullaby, you couldn't,
Right.
you don't know any Barry White. But, you know, she's right. And so he kind of looks like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, wait a minute. Hey. He starts catching the rhythm.
Oh my
so
God,
he starts catching a beat. And so he speeds up. So he's like, hey. And everybody kind of catches a beat with him. And then all of a sudden you start hearing, ha. Seriously, Mallie?
Okay, so what is the audience doing at this time?
We all had our mouths open, not because we were looking for popcorn.
Right.
And we were all like, what the? Seriously? What am I watching? And then every once in a while, we all look at each other like, oh. So you hear this, right. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're all in sync.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Right.
I swear to God, Dr. Dre's going to sample it. It's going to be on his next album. And then, you know, I guess I can, and then a double spoiler here. So then Danny comes back.
Right.
And they go, come with us. We have a meeting we have to attend. And she goes, well, wait a minute. What's going on over here in this building? You know,
as she's hearing the
where the funky cold Medina's going on,
right?
And she goes, what's going on over here in this building?
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, that is not for you. She goes, I want to know what's going on in this building.
Right.
She goes, no, this is not for you. I suggest you not go over there. Well, when you tell her I'm not going to, you're not supposed to go over there, what's she going to do?
She's like, bitch, please, I'm going over there.
Exactly. So she runs over there, and she hears the ha going on, right?
Right.
So she runs over there, and she looks in the keyhole, and she sees it's, you know,
right.
Christian's two little balls bouncing up and down.
Yeah.
And then she reacts. And that reaction's even weirder. I won't tell you about that. I'll leave that for the movie. So, Mallie.
Yeah.
That's just one.
What do you mean one?
That's just one of the weird things.
Okay. That's a pretty big
in Midsommar.
Weird thing. So when you left, what were you thinking? Like, what were your thoughts?
One of the things I thought was, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah.
The other thing I thought, too, was, you know, one, it's beautifully shot. Two, it's something different because everything is in light. And normally everything in horror is dark.
Yeah.
Everything here is light, so it throws you off.
Okay.
So, and there's no jump scares.
Okay.
Everything is psychological. It builds on your psyche. Everything is slow building and everything is slow delivered. Everything is...
So can I swear?
Yeah.
So is it a mindfuck?
Yeah. But when you come out of it, you go, what did I just watch? Because you don't really understand it. And then there's a companion piece online that explains a lot of like the runes that you're looking at. And it's good to go look at that companion piece.
Right.
That explains what it is you looked at or what it was you saw. And once you watch that companion piece, and you shouldn't or read it, and you shouldn't read it before you see the movie.
Okay.
But once you read that companion piece after you've seen the movie, it makes sense.
Okay.
And everything makes sense.
Okay.
And it's a much more complete movie. And
so then you would highly recommend then go see the movie.
Yeah.
And then look at the companion piece.
Yeah. And even after all that.
Would you see it again, though?
No, I don't think I'd invest the time to see it again, but I still think it's a halfway decent movie.
Right.
So I'd still give it like a 3 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
Yeah. It's still a decent movie. It's just not.
Right. But now you have this vision burned in your brain.
My God. Oh, okay. I forgot the most important part. Okay, so don't come back yet.
Okay.
The most important part is during the sex scene after they're going, This is the part, Mallie, that's...
Could you imagine if you're like a moviegoer, you're not going to that movie, you're walking by the theater going to another movie, and all of a sudden you're, you're like, what the hell is that?
I didn't finish the sex scene, folks. Believe it or not, there's more to it. So as he's kind of pumping up and down, the again, the husky lady with the, and I shouldn't use husky. That's terrible. I am such a sexist pig. You can send your emails to ontherocksradio@gmail.com.
Dude. Addressed to Timmy, though.
Yeah, addressed to Timmy. So this woman comes around, runs around the back of Christian.
Right.
grabs both butt cheeks like she's about to slam dunk with
Yeah.
both hands and starts pushing him in there. I mean, just...
Like he needs help.
Yeah, to get him to finish.
Oh, boy.
And
That's a little rough.
yeah, and then meanwhile, the girl is yelling, finish, finish, finish. And she's slamming his ass in there, just like wham, 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 wham.
That's so bizarre.
It is. And so he's like, whoa, whoa.
Right,
you can
right.
see his eyes, right? He's going, whoa, whoa, whoa. And finally, he, and
Yeah.
she's like, I can feel it. I can feel the baby. I kid you not. That was the subtitle.
Weird.
It is. It's bizarre. But it was so funny. I started laughing in the theater. I don't think
As
that
she's
was...
slamming his butt cheeks.
That and the fact that she lifts her legs up in like a little like catcher's position.
Yeah.
She's like, I can feel the baby.
This is weird.
And I know I have a bizarre sense of humor.
Right.
And maybe it's the drinks. But at that point, I busted out laughing.
Right.
And I don't think that's like the desired effect that Ari Aster was looking for.
Right.
But yeah, so disturbing movie, good movie. But go in just expecting the most bizarre mindfuck
Swedish
you've ever
Eyes
seen.
Wide Shut.
Swedish Eyes Wide Shut with a bizarre fairy
Sexy.
tale and horror thriller genre.
Okie dokie then.
Did I ruin your dinner for you now? Or are you gonna?
No, I think I'm okay, but now I've got a vision of slamming butt cheeks in my head. So perfect thing to go to sleep to once I pass out from these drinks. Visions of slamming butt cheeks in your head.
That's a perfect Christmas theme. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Christmas drink to
I'll
go
have
with
to
the Christmas theme.
Bring that back up in December. Well, I suppose is that the note to end it on?
I think so.
All right. Well, do you want to wrap it up then and close it up? Or should I?
Go for it.
All right. Well,
Because I would be like, that's all, folks.
that's a good way to end it. That'll do it for the first edition of On the Rocks with Mallie Fox. A reminder to send us your emails, whether it be your emails about drunken experiences with the law, drunken paranormal experiences, or just drunken experiences in general that are a bit entertaining. Send your emails to On the Rocks with Mallie Fox. On the Rocks Radio.
Yes.
On the Rocks Radio at gmail.com. Also, if you want to try and be a little mean and make Hold My Drink and have me answer you back.
We welcome it with open arms.
We welcome it with open arms on the Rocks Radio at gmail.com. So we're going to try and make this a once a month thing.
Yep.
And do it.
For right now, we'll see what the feedback is.
We'll see what it is. We're going to try and do it as a limited edition podcast or limited series podcast, not a once a week thing. Once a week, we would have our livers would die, I think, within 6 months.
Yeah, I would probably have to go to rehab, I think.
Yeah. So this will be a limited edition or limited series podcast. So let us know what you think.
I still need to remain a cheap date.
That's right. We can't build up Mallie Fox to the
tolerance.
point where she goes to a 12-step program.
Yep.
So that'll do it. I'm Tim Dennis.
I'm Mallie Fox.
And this has been On the Rocks with Mallie Fox.